Now it's time to wake up. Kincade and Salciunas is on the air.
Today's talk show for your morning drive.
I don't think we're going to see Zach Wheeler again in 2025. That's my guess. And if that's the case, I'm sorry. They're not going to win anything. They got no shot.
There's not a lot of reason to believe. Zach Wheeler being gone, he's honestly your number one reason to believe in this team.
Like, this is crushing to me.
Broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studios, here are your hosts, John Kincade and Andrew Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Now, one thing that does help is when, like, literally every single player in the lineup decides to get a hit throughout the entire three-game series of the Seattle Mariners, who the Phillies just swept. Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning to you.
That was a fun game yesterday. Well, the second half of the game was fun.
Well, the first 5 innings, 6 innings was excruciating, actually.
Yeah, when they decided to not knock anybody in because they were 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position, and then the offense just absolutely takes off. 20 hits. Not in the series for the Phillies, but 20 hits in yesterday's game alone.
And they had 21 on Monday night.
Yes. I saw a tweet from Jason Stark that throughout the entire history of the Philadelphia Phillies, which is going back to the 1800s, they had never had two 20-plus hit games. Now, I know that sounds like, well, yeah, that's got to be really hard, but still, in 140 years of the franchise's history, they had never done something like this. And they did it this weekend against a team that a lot of people think could make a deep run in the postseason from the American League. A team that has very good pitching, very good starting pitching, a good bullpen, and the Phillies made easy work of them this week.
It's arguably I would argue with you, historically, it might be the best 3-game sweep ever in the history of the franchise.
Could be.
They had the most strikeouts that they've ever had in a 3-game series of an opposition, and now the most hits in a 3-game series. So pitching and offense right there, and that isn't a scrub team.
No,
so,
it's absolutely not a scrub team.
I want to share with you real quickly, though, Justin's email to us.
Sure.
Because Justin listens every morning.
What's up, Justin?
Justin is a driver. Justin makes sure that you get your packages every single day from Amazon, and he loves to listen to us.
So he's at my house like every day because of my wife.
No, he is over in more towards my area.
Oh, okay.
So he's more towards my area, but he does pick up in Jersey sometimes.
Oh, so maybe.
So he might be over in your area picking up. But Justin listens every day, and so Justin, this is a good morning to you, but he sent a little email yesterday. He thinks that our opening every week is hilarious because whatever clip we use to be the clip on our opening ends up being the exact opposite of what happens that week with the Phillies. He says if we mention that the team's on a roll, they go in the crapper, and I'll read exactly. It seems as if whatever the open tells us is going to happen or has happened, we can expect exactly the opposite. It's almost worse than watching the local weather forecasts.
That's awesome.
He goes, I love you guys, love listening every day. He goes, you do not know how many guys drive along in their trucks every day and enjoy sitting along arguing with the three of you.
Well, we appreciate you guys arguing with us.
Thank you, Justin.
This is a show
very much.
of appreciation and argument.
And
Also, the power we hold right now, boys.
But isn't it funny, though? And I never really thought about it. Now I bring it up again.
Well, it shows you how much of a roller coaster this season has been because we are reacting today's talk show, right? We react in the here and now. We have our opinions of things in the past. We have our beliefs of things moving forward. Like, even though this series was really, really fun, I'm still suspect about the long-term goal of winning a World Series. But in the here and now, yeah, we're having a great time watching this Phillies baseball team. And last week, we weren't having a great time watching the Phillies because they lost to the Reds and split with the Nationals. It shows how much of a roller coaster this specific season has been for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Amazing.
So if that power holds true during the Eagles game, we should say every week that they're going to lose for the sake of the Eagles.
By the way, he predicts 12-5.
Love that.
He says 12-5. He is looking forward to the season.
So, fun win for the Phillies yesterday. A fun series for the Phillies. 12-7 Game 1, 6-4 Game 2, 11-2 in Game 3. And Game 1 should have been more of a beatdown if Jordan Romano didn't give up the late 3-run home run because that's what he does. But the Phillies sweep the Seattle Mariners, which is a great series. But, of course, that's not the only big story coming from yesterday's game with the Phillies. So buckle up because I'm sure this is going to be a day until Andrew DiCecco gets here for his 2 hours after the Eagles finished training camp yesterday. He joins us for the 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock hours. But yesterday there was a moment, I refuse to say beautiful moment, there was a moment at Citizens Bank Park in the 8th inning when the Phillies brought in Jose Alvarado from the bullpen in his return from his PED suspension. Obviously, he was back with the club 2 days ago. There was no need for him to pitch. Yesterday, in a bit of a mop-up role, hey, let's get him out there. Let's see what the reaction is. This is
By the way,
game where
great job of getting him in. That's the perfect time to get him in.
It was a smart move by Rob Thompson.
He looked damn good, too.
Like, all right, we're up big. Let's bring him out there.
Sure.
And he goes out there, and the reaction from the crowd, as predicted by yours truly.
You did. You had it nailed.
There was not everybody.
No, it was absolutely, I was in the building.
Noticeable.
No, it was absolutely the majority.
Standing ovation.
It was the majority. Now, I'm saying it might have been 60%, but I had to then go watch it when I got home on television to see how it looked on TV. But I would tell you, that shocked me.
So
absolutely shocked me.
Before we continue, were there, because you're in the building, was there a smattering of booze?
Absolutely there was.
All right, so
there was absolutely a smattering of booze.
So our poll, even though it didn't actually come out accurately, our poll was 60% indifference,
there
like
was
20-some percent or 30% said
indifference was the least, though.
Boo or whatever.
Indifference was the least.
Yeah. The standing ovation was the majority of people.
It would have just been, look, he's a Phillies reliever coming in, and I saw people going, well, what do you want him to do? And I'm like, well, he's a Phillies reliever coming in. They don't usually stand and cheer for the reliever coming in.
Yeah, unless you're Duran, Brad Lidge, because you had cool intros and you knew they were going to freaking shut the door down.
So everybody making that argument doesn't hold.
Yeah.
When a reliever comes in the game, people don't go, coming into the game, let's hear, like last year, they're bringing in Jeff Hoffman.
Yeah, right.
The fans aren't on. No, that's not what happens.
Banks get a standing ovation yesterday.
No,
should have.
By the way, I did get an answer because Raider Frank was arguing something with me last night on Twitter. Did get a little bit of some answers yesterday about the people also arguing that Alvarado did them a favor.
Yes.
About what they would have shopped for in the season. I've got an answer for you on that too a little bit later.
Okay.
But absolutely, indifference was the loser yesterday. Our poll said indifference. Yesterday, there was very little indifference in the building.
I knew that's how it was going to go. So
you did. You were not even hesitant.
And I said to John when I first came in this morning, I may not act like my generation, but I know my generation. And I knew that was going to happen
And
yesterday.
It was generational. The response yesterday was absolutely generational.
So let's talk about this throughout the course of the show. And look, I'm not going to take unnecessary shots, even though I extremely, extremely disagree with the notion of giving him a standing ovation. I'm not going to be unfair, and you guys are losers and softies. We're not going to do that today.
No.
But I want to have, adult conversation about this because there are some people that can do it. There are some people that can't. Social media yesterday was a very interesting place. Typically the ones that didn't show their faces.
That's one way to put it.
It was an interesting place because you express an opinion that's negative and now you're the scum of the earth. So let's have legitimate conversation here. I want to react all show, even though we have DeCecco in for 2 hours to talk camp, about the reaction, the ovation to Jose Alvarado, and you can climb in at 610-632-0975. We will give a million different opinions on this over the course of the show, but I will first flat out say it. I didn't like it. I didn't agree with it. Jose Alvarado hurt this team's chances of winning a World Series.
He continues to hurt this team's chances.
Just because he is back now until the end of September, and that can benefit the Phillies, absolutely. When it will matter most, he will not be around because of the PED use. And to me, that is not worthy of a standing ovation. Nobody was saying you should boo. Nobody was saying...
I in fact said, well, why would you boo your own player?
Right.
Don't do
But
that.
a standing ovation for a guy whose punishment is not over yet, whose impact negatively to this team is not done yet. That is something that I am confused by. And if you are somebody that was pro standing ovation yesterday and have a logical adult explanation for it, please, I'm all ears at 610-632-0975. If you're more like John and I, we would like to hear from you as well, because I was really confused, even though I wasn't shocked by the standing ovation yesterday.
Relievers
for Jose
coming in
Alvarado.
the eighth. Relievers coming in the eighth do not get ovations.
Now, this show won't be all about what the reaction was for Jose Alvarado. I promise. I could probably spend 10 hours on it, but I won't. Phillies won again, and there's a player that needs to be put on a pedestal, because this guy is unbelievable and could go down as an all-time great. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts.
Kincade Salciunas is presented by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White, they're here for the pro.
All right, so I'm asking people to have like logical conversations over the Alvarado thing. Some that you can actually base things off of fact and not just a feeling or whatever. But But there are some logical responses that I see on our YouTube chat right now, which I appreciate our YouTube family every single day. Shout out you guys. That are saying that maybe because the game was a blowout and everybody was having a good time, maybe that added to people wanting to give somebody a standing ovation. Like, if they were down 5 runs, would he be getting that same reaction?
Who pitched the ninth?
Joe Ross.
Did Joe Ross get a standing ovation?
No, but what the
No,
point...
no, did Joe Ross get a standing ovation?
He did not.
Well, then that explanation doesn't.
Yeah, but Joe Ross isn't a storyline right now. Like the Alvarado storyline, if they were losing, would it have been 60% standing ovation, or would it have just been like, all right, welcome back, Jose. Like, let's hope that this thing turns around.
It's absurd.
I think that's a huge part of it.
I think that might be like one of the few, because I mean it, few logical reasons as to why somebody would give a standing ovation. And I told you, the peer pressure ovation, because not everybody immediately jumped up to give him a standing ovation.
No, it looked like, honestly, it did appear to sort of be like one of those reluctant waves.
I told you. I knew how this whole situation was going to play out.
Which I do not understand in and of itself. The idea that, I don't know you. You're sitting 3 rows ahead of me. You're sitting 2 rows over from me. I don't know you. Like, why do I care what you get up to cheer for?
The peer pressure standing O, man.
That's crazy.
You don't want to be the guy that's not doing it. I told you that. No,
because there was whole sections of people where half the people were doing it, half the people weren't.
Sure.
So half the people just didn't feel peer pressure. I'm like, are you kidding me? I was absolutely floored.
All right.
Absolutely floored.
Now, this will be a part of the show all day today, but we need to take a few minutes. You know, we got like 2 minutes till the break. Kyle Schwarber is going to go down as one of the best additions in Phillies franchise history.
Hopefully this isn't the final chapter.
And he will go down when maybe not, obviously not Mike Schmidt, right?
No.
But he's going to go down when we talk about windows. Like, we're talking about like Howard-esque window right now. That Kyle Schwarber has been one of the best players in Phillies franchise history. And he continues to do it yesterday with another home run and 5 more RBI. He has 45 home runs this season with 109 RBI. On August now 21st, yesterday finished August 20th with 45 home runs and 109 RBI. What he is doing right now is just not human.
And as I would say yesterday, I had a little conversation over lunch yesterday with some baseball people. I said, and you notice what was it? What was the day yesterday, the day before? He tied his, he set the record yesterday of his record for RBI in a season. And I'm like, and we had him batting leadoff.
Yeah, right.
We had this guy batting leadoff.
Yeah.
Because analytics told them, bat him leadoff.
And we got eviscerated for having that opinion. Cavemen.
It was so mind-numbingly stupid that we wasted him batting leadoff when you see just common sense what he could have been doing. What he could have had, this could have been his RBI total over and over again as a Philly. But we had him batting leadoff.
Well, there's another level to that and another guy. And it's the year that Trey Turner's having, who had a 5-8
Trey's
game.
amazing.
Trey's unbelievable right
he's
now.
amazing.
And he had not been that to the point where he still should have been batting leadoff when we look back at it, but he has not been this Trey Turner.
No, remember they gave up on Trey Turner.
They gave up 14 games.
I know.
So we never saw Trey Turner get. And by the way, if Rob Thompson had let Trey Turner bat leadoff 14 games this year, he would have given up on him this year too.
Right. I'm just saying.
And look what happened. And then you see.
There were a lot of people that were like, "Oh my God, cavemen! It's not the way baseball's played anymore."
Well, guess what? Yeah, it's played that way.
He's doing pretty damn good. Pretty damn good with 109 RBI.
You want ducks on the pond when your big hitter comes up, and boy, does he's just unbelievable.
By the way, just to compare Ryan Howard and his 58 home run season back in 2006.
Yeah, where was he on this date?
On August 20th. So right now, Kyle Schwarber, 45 home runs, 109 RBI. Ryan Howard was at 43 home runs and 111 RBI. So more RBI, but less home runs. And again, we're talking about whether or not Kyle Schwarber can break his single-season home run record.
Of course he can.
Hell yeah, he's on pace for it,
and of course he can. He could still do the RBI thing, too, depending on what happens.
By the way,
what an amazing thing.
Later on the show, I will once again update you all on the case for Schwarber. to win an NL MVP.
I wish people would listen to you.
Hell yeah.
But
you have guys like Ben Verlander saying there is no argument.
and
Come
why
on,
did
man.
why is he? I get it.
Coming up next, I will read you some other logical responses, John, or at least what I believed were logical responses to giving the standing ovation for Jose Alvarado. I'm doing this for a reason, because if you don't hear your reason, then you know that I don't think your opinion is logical. It is Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
What a series for the Phils. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies completed the sweep in historic fashion over the Mariners yesterday with an 11-2 win. This update is brought to you by Wendy's. Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you choose your perfect duo from your fave 4, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee at participating U.S. Wendy's. The Phillies offense was as hot as that coffee from Wendy's. They tallied 20 hits for the second time in the 3-game series. The first time in the modern era they've done that twice in a series. Jesus Luzardo had 12 Ks in a great start yesterday, and for the first time in recorded history, each Phil starter in the series struck out 10+. Rob Thompson talked about his team's performance after the game.
The most impressive part of it is it's the back end of a 13-day straight without a day off. The whole series was good, really, in every phase. Base running, pitching, defense, offense.
And as Topper said, the Phillies do have an off day today. Their first in 2 weeks. They'll host the Nationals tomorrow. The Eagles wrapped up training camp yesterday, as today we hit the 2-week mark till the season begins. They'll play the Jets tomorrow night at MetLife for their final preseason game. Then it's on to the real stuff. We'll talk to Andrew DeCecco from the 8 o'clock hour till the end of the show. This update's also brought to you by Mattress Firm. Need better sleep? Upgrade to a premium bed now and get the rest you deserve at Mattress Firm's best sale of the year. They make sleep easy. I'm Connor Thomas on your home for the best birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Previously on Unfiltered. When you
Your great grandpa's sports talk show. This is today's talk show.
Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
All right, coming up at 6:40, we will check our text line for the first time this morning. Can I get a preview? Is it buzzing so far this morning?
We got
Based
some
off
people
of the
checking in.
reaction? Yeah. So yesterday was, I tweeted it out. Really hate being that guy, especially because I like Jose Alvarado, the person, but giving a standing ovation for a player who hurt your playoff chances because he is ineligible after his PED use is not something I understand. Glad he is here to help until October. And man, were there a lot of people that responded. Some had adult things to say, like adult conversations, and some of them, of course, just said, "Oh, what do you know?" A radio guy saying "dumb bleep," and to which I responded with, "Tell me how this is dumb bleep," and then they never responded. And I would just like to know, why is it dumb? Like, if somebody can give me a legitimate reason, then I'm all for the discourse, I'm all for the dialogue, I'm all for the conversation. So I got a couple that I would like to read to you.
And then so Connor and I are judging like whether we agree with it being rational or whatever. What are you looking for from us?
You guys can respond.
Okay.
Let me know what you think.
Okay.
There is a number one reason that I will save for last. So number three.
Number three.
This from Drub. And this kind of goes back to our early segment from our YouTube comments about, look, they were up big. It's a good time. Drub says people are drinking beers. It's the 8th inning. The team's playing good. They aren't contemplating the philosophical big picture implications and repercussions.
Then why didn't you get then why every reliever coming in, that would mean every reliever would get one. No relievers get standing ovations. If it's Duran gets one.
Well, he gets one. We know
if it's
that.
Brad Lidge gets one.
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't give relievers standing ovations coming into the games. You give pitchers standing ovations leaving games.
Sure.
If the performance is just dominant. And by the way, Jesus Luzardo yesterday
Was dominant. By the way, Alvarado was dominant.
Alvarado looked fantastic yesterday.
Yeah, which pisses me off even more. You and I talked about that on post-show headlines yesterday. All right, number two.
Okay.
And this is not necessarily logic.
Okay.
But it's something that we sometimes have to remind ourselves because we are on top of everything when it comes to sports, right? As much as we can.
We try to be, yes.
Obviously, we miss information every once in a while.
We try to be.
John, not John Kincade.
Okay.
But John Martin responds to my tweet.
What's up, John?
Wait, he can't play in the playoffs?
Oh, no.
I wonder how many people do not know that he is ineligible for the playoffs. Now, I clicked on John's Twitter account.
Okay.
Actively tweeting about the Phillies every night. So this guy is following the Phillies.
And he didn't know. Okay.
And he responded with, wait, he can't play in the playoffs?
So it's an oversight.
So maybe there are some people that just saw Alvarado's back. The Phillies have been winning games recently. Look, it's like a trade deadline acquisition here. Let's go. And they don't know that ultimately he's not going to play in the playoffs.
And if I hadn't done stuff like that in my life, I would say, come on, John. But I've done stuff like that. So, that's logical. But how many people is that logical?
Not sure.
Okay, go on.
But I don't know. And lastly.
What's number one?
Number one, and this is from Kevin Reevy, who wrote a book recently.
He did. He helped some other guy through it, I understand.
Yes.
Who we like a lot.
Kevin, I believe, had the best response out of all of them.
What is it?
I'll explain it, he says. Fans had 80 days to process their emotions on this. That stuff is old news. Alvarado coming back is not about the man, it's about the team getting better. His return means the team is just a little bit more capable of winning and a little bit more likely to leave Jordan Romano on the bench. And I wonder if that's part of it. Just like, all right, we know that he can't pitch in the playoffs, but he's going to help our team until October. Let's show the support.
I know Reeves cares big time about this team and is very in tune with what's going on.
Right.
So I'll take it for what it's worth. I disagree completely because I can tell you just talking to people in the know and even having some conversations yesterday. It is not kumbaya even in his own clubhouse that he's back.
Yeah, I didn't expect it.
It's like they love him.
Yeah.
He's a very well-respected, loved teammate. But there are still guys, even in his own clubhouse, that are like, what the?
Well, that's
that
why
did you do to us?
I mean,
what did you do to us?
This is life, right? Don't you get more upset by the people that you love the most that did something to you?
that screw you over.
Yeah.
And he screwed them over.
And so you might still love the person.
And by
but-
the way, anybody who on your timeline, and I saw some of your timeline last night, and
which I'm fine with, by
I'd
the
say,
way, as
by the
long
way-
as it's a normal
yeah, exactly.
conversation.
Yeah, there were some J-Hos,
that's all good.
but it was. I saw a lot of people using the word mistake. He did not make a mistake. He made a calculated decision to cheat. Stop using the mistake. It wasn't a mistake. Every player in baseball knows the process of putting something into their bodies, what has to go on, especially during the off season. And it is as simple, again, as using your smartphone. Taking a picture of the label, taking a picture of the prescription, if a doctor gives you a prescription,
Right.
uploading it to a portal, and having it approved. And sometimes, if it's during business hours, it can be approved within hours. So if you get it, you can be approved within instantaneously to start taking it.
Right.
Almost within the same day. Go to a doctor in the morning or buy it in the morning. You could find out in the afternoon. Yeah, take that. You're free to take that. And then it's documented.
Yeah.
So if you do take it and you test positive, you can say, here, I went to the Major League Players Association. We cleared it. This is not a mistake. This was, I'm trying to get one over
Yeah.
on baseball.
And
he wasn't doing, by the way,
Yeah, I saw that
He wasn't doing.
times.
He wasn't doing something that was like, oh, he was just trying to lose some weight and just trying to like lose a little weight and like do something good for himself.
You think
no.
you think he's the only baseball player that
Stop
can shed
it.
a few pounds, by the way?
By the way, if they go to a doctor and they go and they want to get that, they can get that.
Yeah.
So stop with that line of stuff. If he was considered morbidly obese or within the guidelines, he could get that and he could take it during the off season. So like a doctor would approve it because it would be approved for a human being, so it could be approved.
Now-
so stop using that as an example. That's not what happened.
Johnny Journalist was at the ballpark yesterday.
All I do is listen to the journalists. I swear to you. That's all I do.
I just need you to address. So coming up in a little under an hour, I'm going to give you my top 5 arguments I hated from yesterday. And you've already mentioned a few of them.
Yes.
But I need you to address the 6 billion tweets I got yesterday of, well, they only got Duran because of
Okay.
this. Can you please address
I'll
that?
tease it. You want me to do it now?
I'll do it now.
Okay, I'll do it right now.
got time.
Absolutely false. Completely false. Absolutely wrong. The plan was always that they were going to address at the trade deadline, bolster the bullpen. That was absolutely the plan. And this is multiple people in the know that are either embedded with the Phils or cover the Phils. That was always the plan. Much like last year, when at the trade deadline, they went and got Estevez. They went and got a poached off a team that was not in competition. They went and got a closer from a team that was not in competition. There are always 3 to 4 available every year. That was always the plan. Raider Frank was arguing with me last night. I love Raider Frank. I love arguing with Raider Frank. Not arguing with him, but like going back and forth. And we tend to agree more than disagree on a lot of things. And he's insistent on this, dug in on this. And I told him, I said, Frank, you're absolutely incorrect on this. And there are so many people who know so much more about the Phils that just said to me, no. The plan was, even coming out of spring, they knew they were going to be shopping as the season went along. See what teams are out of contention. We'll grab something off of theirs. The Phillies did not trust Alvarado as a closer the last 3 years, 22, 23, 24, to be their everyday closer. If they had trusted him to be that, he would have been that. That was not their plan in 25 and was never going to be their plan.
By the way, the closer that they did bring in on May 18th, the day Alvarado got suspended, Jordan Romano had a 7.27 ERA.
Holy moly.
That was on May 18th. So,
Holy moly.
So I'm just saying, on May 18th, to John's reporting here, they probably were already looking at relievers down the road if the closer they brought in.
In spring, they were already saying, we'll poach the trade deadline and we'll look at it.
Absolutely.
And that's something we can do.
All right, coming up next, we'll check the text line for the first time this morning. Also, is there another unhappy Philly? It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Eagles wide receiver Jahan Dotson.
One thing I love about this
Morning at some point this hour, as we do every single hour on a Wendy's Thursday, we give away $50 gift cards to Wendy's. So we'll let you know how you can win the first one. We've been doing the text in line, either know the show or we just tell you a word to text in. We'll do a word in the first hour. All right. So just keep on listening for your chance to win a $50 gift card to Wendy's.
People love that. You guys are already dying for.
I can't wait, dude.
You guys are already dying for.
My stomach is already grumbling.
You're ready for it.
Hell yeah! All right, Connor. Before we get to the text line, I want to get your guys' thoughts on Bader, who, according to reports, is upset with his playing time. Shocker. Got brought in here and is now as a platoon guy. It's worked for the Phillies recently. Kepler, again, another good day yesterday. Marsh, a bit of a lull, but, I mean, he was on fire for a while.
Kepler, who spoke yesterday, by the way, adjusting to, he's now okay after being grumpy about his playing time.
Yeah,
he's adjusting to it. So after being a bit of a b-boy about it, he's adjusting to it.
Yeah, I'm glad he's adjusting to it because he was batting below 200.
Correct.
Like, I'm glad you're adjusting to it. And you're playing well in your new role, just like Bryson Stott, who had another big game yesterday, is playing well since they've gone full-on platoon for some of these positions. So Bader is now upset. Castellanos took the day off yesterday. Apparently, Rob Thompson asked him, "Hey, are you cool with this? Because we need to get him in the lineup." We know that Castellanos was upset earlier this year.
Did you see his comment?
What the second one when asked about his relationship, he said he's my manager, so there's a level of respect there.
Yeah, but what do you think about that?
It's clearly not saying that we're best buds.
Yeah.
This is a wrinkle that we don't necessarily think about because we just say go out there and do your job.
Yeah.
Because I did get annoyed when Kepler complained about playing time when he was batting below 200. I think we all agree that Bader should be in the lineup because we all think that he should be. What, your everyday center fielder?
He absolutely should be.
I think he agrees with that belief, which is why he was so upset that he's been out of the lineup consistently. So now what? What do you do? Because you got to balance doing what you believe is best for your team while also trying to keep people's heads still intact.
I don't know. To me, look, it's worked in a short period of time. The platoon has worked. Mm-hmm. It's worked. The 4 guys for 3 spots. The musical chairs, as I would sort of call it. It's worked. So during that short period of time, things work. With Rob Thompson, a lot of these things happen. It's they do things and they go, okay, it's working. And then it'll go 3 games where it just totally craps out and it doesn't work, and then everybody doesn't bring up that it's not working. It's well, look, his plan's working. Look, I would want a more set outfield. I don't understand. This is too many platoons to me. I don't think that's how championship teams go about winning championships.
I agree with you, but because it is working, how do you balance it?
Yeah, it's a really, really tough thing to do right now. It's not just working. They just had a historical offensive series.
Was it working last weekend?
No. Well,
but it worked the weekend before or the week before that.
Okay. No, it really didn't. The Texas series, it really didn't. They won, but the offense really wasn't that good.
Well, which series was it where 5 through 9 basically won it for them? There was 2 straight series where they were the reasons. The Tigers series, weren't they a big part of that?
Yeah. But it's the Texas series, they were squeaking it out.
Yeah, it's the
offense wasn't doing it.
And that's what happens when you have platoons.
Right.
That happens. But if it's working more often than not right now,
I got you.
You're playing a numbers game, but you're also dealing with alpha male athletes that go, whoa, dude, that's my position.
Yeah, this is where communication becomes important because I don't see them going away from it. I'd like Bader to play every day, but I can't advocate for that right now with the way this team is. Kepler's starting to get hot. Now, we don't believe that's going to be a long-term thing, I don't think, but you got to play the guy right now. Castellanos is kind of coming out of it a little bit, I guess. Marsh has cooled off, but he's still giving you stuff at the plate. It's a good problem to have, but what Rob Thompson needs to do is what he's been best at, keeping that locker room in line, letting guys know, hey, this is what we're doing and why, and if you earn those opportunities, we'll try and get you as many as we can. But
I'm just glad that Castellanos seems okay with it, considering what happened.
See, I didn't
in
take
Florida.
that as that at all.
No, I know, but
I take it as that was his most polite way to be a good teammate,
right?
To not cause problems
To
for
not
he puts
get
quote,
to not
but
get suspended,
but to
again.
also say, and by the way, he's a guy right now who should have a little self-awareness and go, look, it's not working. It's not working. I deserve a day off. I deserve to take some time off. I'm not getting it done.
Sure. Absolutely.
So.
All right. What do we got on the text line? I know a lot of people are going to chime in today about the Alvarado ovation. So what do we got?
Yeah, so we have a check-in here on the Alvarado thing from Brian, and he says, we need Alvarado. It's great to support him and get him hyped up. We need him to get the 2 seed, and we're happy to have him. And then he follows up with the Phillies don't acquire Duran if Alvarado isn't suspended for the playoffs, so it's a win for us.
Okay,
Yeah,
by
that second half, the second half of that text, we're going to get that probably 6,000 more times.
Okay,
today.
by that logic that we just heard there, do we need Romano when he comes into games?
Yeah.
Okay, so we do. Because
You need
Rob Thompson
anybody that
puts him
plays-
in. We need all these shaky relievers. The shaky relievers that come in, we need all of them. So then they all deserve ovations and to be pumped up. We need to get behind them and pump them up. And you know what we do? When they get announced, people sit there and they clap.
Yeah.
We gave an ovation to a guy who screwed over every one of his teammates because the fans were not aware.
So
we're not using self-awareness.
I said this to somebody yesterday on social media, and so why not bring it to the radio?
Okay.
For the people that have that opinion, not the second half, the Duran thing, because like I'm done with that. The first half, look, we need him until October. That's why he got a standing ovation. So I don't want to hear any of you who were pro ovation yesterday complain or cry or rip when Strahm or Robertson or Kerkering have a bad outing in the playoffs in what would have been an Alvarado spot, right? So we know Duran's got the 9th, right? He's got the 9th.
Alvarado would have been your 8th inning guy.
Or if it's the middle of the order,
Or,
in the
right,
7th
could have been the
inning,
7th, right,
he's
exactly.
He's the high leverage guy.
Correct.
If there is an Alvarado spot where you would say, damn, if Alvarado was on the roster, this would be
I feel
the
good about
moment
this.
he would be pitching.
Yeah.
If that moment comes up in a playoff game and Strahm or Kerkering or Robertson or Banks goes out there and gets shelled, I don't want to hear any complaints.
That's very fair. That's absolutely fair. So if you're giving an ovation to the guy who screwed the entire team over and the fan base over, then that's a very, very fair evaluation.
I just don't think many people realize how much damage was done. Because I saw, I think it was on our YouTube chat this morning. Shout out YouTube as always. Is it so bad when they're 20-plus games over 500? And, like, I get it. They're a good baseball team.
What do you mean is
But
it
the
so
goal,
bad?
the goal was never to just
goal's to
win,
win a-
regular season,
Correct. And this is a major problem come playoff time.
which is when he's unavailable. All right, coming up next, we'll reset today's topics. We'll check some more text messages because I know there's a lot of them. Also, I just want to update you all on the case for Kyle Schwarber to win NL MVP. It is Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A historic series sweep for the Phils. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies completed the sweep in historic fashion yesterday over the Mariners with an 11-2 victory. The Phillies tallied 20 hits yesterday. It was the second time they had 20 or more hits in that series. It's the first time in the modern era they've done that. And Jesus Luzardo, 12 Ks in his start on the mound. That's also some history made. That's the first time in recorded history that each Phil starter in the series struck out 10-plus. Ranger, Christopher Sanchez, and now Luzardo. So Rob Thompson, as you could expect, was pretty pleased with the team's performance.
The most impressive part of it is it's the back end of a 13-day straight without a day off. The whole series was good, really, in every phase. Base running, pitching, defense, offense.
And the Phils do have their first off day in 2 weeks today. Tomorrow, they'll welcome the Nationals to Citizens Bank Park. The Eagles finished up training camp yesterday, and today we hit the 2-week mark till the season begins. They're going to play the Jets tomorrow night at MetLife for their final preseason game. Then it's on to the real action, the regular season. We'll talk to Andrew DeCecco coming up from 8 o'clock on to the end of the show. This update's brought to you by Wendy's. Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles lets you choose your perfect duo from your fave 4, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee at participating U.S. Wendy's. I'm Connor Thomas on your home for the best Birds coverage. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Eagles head coach
Now, back to the show.
It is 6:54 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Starting off the show talking about the Phillies' 3-game sweep of the Mariners, a beatdown of the Seattle Mariners. And, of course, the big story from yesterday's game, other than the 20 hits that they had, and Kyle Schwarber continuing to make his case for NL MVP, which I will help with in a few minutes. The Jose Alvarado standing O from, as John said, because you were in the building yesterday, 60% of people, you're saying? About 60% of the fan base?
It was, no, I would tell you, it was and the majority of the people that were there that I could see.
Sure.
Absolutely stood.
And we're
the majority. So I'd say that was the majority answer, is that people gave an ovation to a reliever coming in the 8th inning.
And my question, again, we're not trying to be like, oh, bad fan. Like,
No. You could do it. You could do what you want. When you go to a game, you get to do what you want. You also get to be, someone else gets to have an opinion on what you do.
And I need an explanation from everybody that was a part of it or for it as to why. And again, yesterday on social media, I got a few decent ones, which is why I brought them to the air.
And I thought a
this
couple of them
morning.
were pretty good.
But I also got a million not so great ones, and I just go, all right, come on now.
The whole we have to thank, and again, though, the whole we have to thank Alvarado for getting Duran is maybe the dumbest, because that is absolutely not true. Completely false. That is a completely
I don't
false
want to say
accusation.
it's the dumbest. It's just one without
No, but it's one without.
facts.
It's completely without
Right.
merit.
Like we don't know that to be
The Phillies,
true.
the Phillies organization was always going to bolster the bullpen at
Right.
the trade deadline, and that was the plan since spring. And they never were going to use Alvarado as their closer. They never have. They used him situationally.
Yeah.
But they were going to go get somebody eventually anyway.
Yeah, I don't think people are saying they wouldn't have added to the bullpen. I think people are saying it would not have been this
Right,
specific
it would
guy.
have been Bednar or Helsley or something, but
There's
we
absolutely
don't know
not.
that.
No,
Exactly.
and not the way this bullpen is performed. No, not with the way that the other guys have performed in this bullpen. They absolutely would have
Right,
gone
again, Jordan-
and gone for with the other failures. They would have absolutely gone with Strom not being as good as they expected,
Mm-hmm.
with the absolute failure of the Romano signing.
May 18th, the day Alvarado
the way-
suspended, a 7.27 ERA for Romano.
The Romano thing, they already knew. They already knew by the time Alvarado got suspended. They already knew that was a mistake.
They
Right.
might not know now if you believe
Disaster.
Rob Thompson.
I think
Still
Rob,
like the guy.
I think Rob's just being a. I think Rob is just. Yesterday, I heard somebody who literally hears him every day.
Yeah.
Just said he may be one of the kindest individuals ever, but he just has trouble explaining himself.
Yeah, he just doesn't. He doesn't
He's one of the
he doesn't
kindest-
want to rip his guy.
But he's one of the kindest people ever. He said everybody would wish that their boss was Rob Thompson.
Right.
Language barrier. He's just from the Great White North.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
what
we got to teach him Philly.
All right, what do we got in the text line, and how many of them do we just throw into the trash that do the Duran thing?
I actually haven't seen anything else with the Duran thing.
Because we got a lot of that yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, okay. All right. What do we
Good.
got this morning?
Will Willis from Costa Rica, which I love the
What's up,
first
Will?
name that sounds like the last name. Played baseball
and
with
he's in Costa Rica. That's even cooler.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I played
I can
baseball
only
with
ima-
Stevie Stevenson growing up.
Did you
Great guy.
really?
Yeah.
That's
I can
kinda-
only
that's kinda
imagine
cool.
Will's view this morning as he listens to us.
But Will checks in and says he got a standing ovation because it wasn't Jordan Romano coming out to pitch. Go Phils, go Birds.
Well, then every other reliever should get one too. So that's crazy.
Right. All
That's
right.
crazy.
What else we got?
We also have a check in here where this texter says, no name, they're not cheering because they like him. They're cheering because they don't have to see one of those bums come back out
See,
of the bullpen.
Cheering is one thing, and again, I said I
You
would have
wouldn't
no
have
problem.
booed, yeah.
I would not boo, and if you want to cheer like a mild golf clap, I think that's what I would have done. If I was sitting in the stands, I think I would have given the mild golf clap, the
Yeah.
uninspired golf clap.
But a lot of our responses to stuff in Philadelphia sports because of what we do is premeditated for us because we do, especially morning, before every game, we're doing 4 hours of talk on that game.
Right.
Or a week's worth of talk on that game. So
Okay.
we know our thoughts on it. Some folks just go to the ballpark last second and they just react in the
There-
moment to what they
And,
feel.
and
There
again,
was some-
go ahead.
There was some in the Hall of Fame club level, press box level. There was a lot of sit down. Sit down. What are you standing for? Sit down.
Right.
So there was some of that too going on from people
Well,
going.
okay, 'cause-
like, what are you standing? What are you giving him an ovation
We're
for?
not the only people that have this opinion. Like a lot of people have this opinion,
but it was
the
like
majority
you-
in the building yesterday.
But you called it.
Yeah.
You definitely called. I did not see. I really didn't see this.
Plus, look, afternoon game, beers were flowing. Like I imagine that has something to do with it.
It was a quiet crowd yesterday.
Well, yeah, it's a lazy.
Yeah, it was. No, I think the
August.
weather. No, the weather
Yeah, it was
controlled.
like kinda
overcast.
No, the
dreary,
weather. No, it was like
comfortable out.
but it was crappy. There was
Really?
like before. Yeah, till like 15 minutes before game time, there was a steady mist coming down.
I don't mind the mist.
No, it was not good.
I'm
No,
pro-
it was steady wet.
pro-
it was not
I'm
good.
pro mist.
People are having to wear like the slickers,
ponchos?
the slickers, or a poncho,
Slickers, what year is
a
this?
slicker.
You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. It is a Thursday morning here on Kincade and Salciunas. Let's go. The fifth person to text the word ovation, as John
That's a good
put
word.
in Sharpie.
It's a good word.
Text the word ovation to 610-632-0975. The fifth person would get our first of our 4 Wendy's $50 gift cards. Today's Know the Show prize, today's fifth texter prize. $50 gift card to Wendy's. Wendy's has breakfast biscuits for just $1, including the Honey Buddy. Get yours today and start your day off right. Got to be Wendy's. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in a combo while supplies last. So texter 5.
I think I want to try one of the Honey Buddies.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I want to try a Honey Buddy.
All right, Kyle Schwarber. Again, this show is not all going to be about complaining about fans doing a standing ovation for a guy that hurt the team, impacted the team, will not be available for the playoffs, which is why I'm confused that people give standing ovation to him. But it is what it is, I guess. Yesterday, Kyle Schwarber, once again, just not human. Another home run yesterday. Increases his RBI total to 109. Batting average is at 253. On base is 373. Slugging is 584. OPS is 957. He also has 20 doubles. He has been tremendous this entire season, which is why he's in the running for National League MVP. But as I continue to try to make the case, John, he should not just be in the running. I believe he should be the front runner.
Okay, why would you have him? Why do you have him number one? What is your case? You're in front of the voters right now.
So in case people didn't hear it the first time when we did this about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I will do it once again today and update you all on the status of Ohtani and what he means for the Dodgers, and Schwarber and what he means for the Phillies. And by the way, for all the people that do the whole a DH can't win, so it could be Pete Crow Armstrong. Pete Crow Armstrong batting 159 in the month of August as his team scuffles. So take him out the list. Goodbye, Pete Crow Armstrong. It's a 2-person race. It's Schwarber. It's Ohtani. Kyle Schwarber, 45 home runs this season. I don't care that that's one more than Shohei Ohtani. What I care is that it is much more than the guy who was second on the team for the Philadelphia Phillies, which is Bryce Harper, who has, 21 home runs this season. So Kyle Schwarber has
Which is truly amazing.
Kyle Schwarber, when it comes to the team stats, the other players on this team, Kyle Schwarber is well ahead of some of his other teammates, whereas Ohtani, it's not as drastic. So
he's got a much better supporting cast.
45 home runs for Schwarber to 21 for Harper. In fairness to Ohtani, who has 44 home runs, Teoscar Hernandez, second most with 21. So, still a big gap. RBI is where it's a big difference, though. Kyle Schwarber has 109 RBI this year. Nick Castellanos is second on the Phillies with 61.
That's amazing.
So he has 48 RBI more than the guy who is second on the team, 49 RBI more than the guy who is third in Bryce Harper.
There's your MVP case. There's your number one argument for MVP. Most valuable player, and if you're saying most valuable player, it has to be most valuable player to their team.
Correct. That's why I say.
No, it has to be. Because what is it most valuable player to?
Right.
Yeah, you know what's funny? This is kind of the reverse Jalen Hurts argument.
What do you mean?
About the supporting cast.
It is sort of, isn't it? Yeah, it
sure.
really is.
Ohtani, 83 ribbies. So Schwarber well ahead of Ohtani in terms of the RBI mark. But here's what's big in terms of the case of Schwarber. Teoscar Hernandez is 76. He's second on the team, so just 7 less. Pages, third on the team, tied with Freddie Freeman with 70. So just 13 less. So Schwarber to Castellanos is a 48 RBI difference. Let's see. 83 minus 48, top of my head, that's 35.
Wow.
35 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9th on the team for the Dodgers. Because the Dodgers have other guys that actually impact the offense for Los Angeles, whereas the Phillies, for the majority of the season, it has been the Kyle Schwarber show. And if we're doing most valuable to their team, it is not even close. And for the people that still hang on to the Shohei Ohtani, well, he does more because he pitches. First and foremost, he has been more so an opener this year than a starter because they have been limiting his innings. And in his last 2 outings, his ERA has ballooned up to 4.61. So is he really
No.
pitching well?
No, he's not.
For the Dodgers?
No, he's not. He's
By the
pitching-
way, his last 4 starts all have resulted in losses. Yesterday was the first time he was handed the loss in terms of a decision to the Rockies.
He's pitching like a fourth starter. He's pitching like a fourth starter in the National League right now.
So just because
His
he's
numbers.
doing it should not be
No.
the reason why he is
He's
more
not doing
impactful.
it well. He's not doing it well. He's a fourth starter in the National League for a good team. I mean, that's where he's at. So, no. You make a really good case there.
Hell yeah,
like
I
it.
do.
And there's 5.5 weeks left. And Schwarber's already 5 RBI ahead of his career high.
That's amazing.
Which just, again, is going to aggravate me more at the mismanagement. At the mismanagement of his Phillies career. The mismanagement is just so aggravating.
It's really
But he should. I got a spreadsheet
you get more at bats if you bat leadoff.
You know, if we bat him leadoff, though, he can get. It really works.
Yeah, and when Johan Rojas was on,
Oh, my gosh.
not on base, but batting ninth, he would not have guys to drive in.
Oh, my gosh. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's terrible.
2-run home runs are more than solo shots.
How about 3-run bombs?
3-run home runs are more than solo shots. Grand slams are more than solo shots.
But my slide rule says
You have more of an opportunity to knock in more runs when you're batting in the middle of the order. I don't know why that was all of a sudden recreated.
It's unbelievable. They made
And that's why I hate Joe Madden.
They made a problem. Don't blame Joe Madden for
He
this.
started it.
No, but blame the analytics department and Topper for buying into it.
All right, coming up next. I have an Alvarado baseball question for you guys.
Baseball.
So it is not why you gave a standing ovation to a guy who cheated and is ineligible for the playoffs. I have a question that I don't think's been discussed yet, and I don't even know if the manager was asked about it yet. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The summer's here, and you know what that means. Engage.
Favorite casino games. BetParks has a great offer for new users. Got to be 21, Pennsylvania, Jersey, or Maryland. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It is 7-Eleven here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. So Jay King checks in on our YouTube chat.
What's up, Jay King?
A softer, kinder fan base is nice to see.
Okay.
And
he can enjoy that. I would prefer a kinder fan base.
Sure.
But a smarter fan base.
Yeah, like
I prefer the kinder, smarter fan base. I don't want the fan base that I used to sit in the 511, is where I sat for Eagles, back in the vet.
Were they not kinder, gentler fans?
No. I remember, and I wonder if this guy listens, because we couldn't stand him in our section. But there was a guy who would literally get exposed, and he'd never get caught, but he would pee in a cup. He'd pee in an empty beer cup because they used to bring around the beers in the containers.
Sure.
He would pee in one. And then he would use it sometimes to splash on people.
Of course, yeah.
And all I would just tell you is that there were people like that.
It's for the love of the birds,
I'm
man.
so thrilled. I am so thrilled that we have, I think, for the most part, eradicated that part of our fan base out. The part where if someone wears a cowboy jersey to a game, that when they walk around the stadium, there's going to be a fist fight.
Yeah,
like we've pretty much eradicated that,
which I think is
and to
great.
me standing ovation. Yeah, standing ovation that we've taken the Cro-Magnon man crap out of it.
Yeah,
but
I got to show how much I care about the Eagles by peeing in this cup and throwing it at someone.
Oh no, I saw stuff that
think about that. At some point, that went through somebody's brain. And I'm showing how much I love the Eagles by peeing in this cup.
This is before cell phones.
Yeah.
Before anything, and people we'd be like, dude, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? And then he'd be like, dude. What did I do? What'd I do? Like, what did I do?
All right. I have a baseball question for you. Legitimate baseball. And I would like responses on this, because if there are people that don't want to just hear about why Phillies fans were crazy for giving Jose Alvarado a standing ovation, and you want something baseball related to respond to, this could be the question for you. Because this is a show of possibilities for everyone.
This could be for you.
It's the land of opportunities on Kincade and Salciunas.
It is.
Let's talk about the usage of Jose Alvarado. So we have said numerous times that we would use him like a running back on the final year of the deal.
I'd drive him like Carlos the Civic.
Hell yeah, man.
Into the ground.
On its last legs. Let's use Alvarado as often as possible, because that's going to help out Strom and Kerkering and Robertson and Duran and company for the long run, because we want their arms to be fresh in October. Totally understand and agree with that point. But let me ask you something.
Okay.
Don't you also want to try to get roles in order from now until the playoffs? Don't you want guys to start getting comfortable in the 8th inning of a ball game? Don't you want? So we know Duran's the 9th inning guy, right?
I got to check the box first. I'm going to prioritize checking the box of being the 2 seed or the 1 seed over that.
What if that takes until the final week of the season?
So be it. So be it. I have to check the box of not playing in the wild card series.
Completely agree.
All right, so if
I'm already down Zach Wheeler,
1-0 ball game in the 8th inning, even though playoff time that would be like Kerkering's spot, you're going to say,
yes,
but I want to go with Alvarado.
Yes,
okay.
Because I need to check the box of saying I'm down Zach Wheeler, so I want to pitch one less series.
Sure.
So I want to be able to set up so I can have. So I'm going to go with, and right now probably, I don't know if it'll be Luzardo, whatever. You're going as the second, or if you're going Suarez the second, you want Suarez to pitch at home.
Those power rankings will change every week.
Well, I think it's going to matter. And yesterday there was a really interesting conversation I heard people talking about at the lunch table about the splits of Suarez. No, Suarez at home, Suarez on the road.
Sure.
That you really might want Suarez game 3 on a road in an NLDS.
Okay.
So that might be part of it too. So that would be my thought process. That would be it.
Okay. I'm just curious.
I need to check the box of I need to beat out the Dodgers.
Has Thompson been asked that? Because I don't.
Not that I've seen.
I don't think he'd comment on that yet.
I thought about it this morning. I was
would
like,
he? Yeah, I guess he might. Sure.
Are we using him in these high leverage spots, or are you going to try to have the guys that will be pitching in the playoffs in these high leverage spots? I don't think Alvarado's just going to be mop-up duty, right? Like, you're not going to waste.
That'd be a waste.
You're
Yeah.
not going to waste 99 from the left side in mop-up duty. Yeah. I just wonder if there are some days where you're saying, you know what, come playoff time, this will be the guy I'll go to, so I should go to that guy.
Your brain's clicking today.
Hell yeah, honestly, it's a weird day.
I'm going to give you, your brain's clicking today with some good stuff, because that really does, that is a, by the way, it's a great question for Rob Thompson.
I have a day of clarity today.
Now, here's part of the conversation, right? Who are the high leverage guys in the Phillies bullpen outside of Alvarado? I have three.
Well, it's Duran, Kerkering, and Strom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
well, yeah.
It's going to happen.
Do you have anyone else?
No, I'm going to tell you right now is that, if you had a trifecta, okay, let's say this. You're winning 3-1. I asked this to Colin Newby yesterday.
Okay.
So Colin was sitting next to me in the press box. I asked Colin Newby. So I was like, okay, we're up 3-1 in the sixth. I said, what's your trifecta here? If you had your choice, it's
into the
it's
seventh.
a normal game. It's a trifecta. You go on that. I said, is it Robertson, Kerkering, Duran?
I mean, it comes down to who's batting.
At 3-1, right?
handedness.
But if you had your choice of saying, let's say that your three best pitchers, if you picked, here's the guy I'd want in the seventh, here's the guy I'd want in the eighth, here's the guy I'd want in the ninth. Is that who you'd want?
I'm still going Kerkering over Robertson because of velo.
And then, so you'd want Kerkering in the seventh.
No,
seventh or eighth.
Depending on the matchups, but I would go.
Right.
My three horsemen is Strom, Kerkering, Duran. Right.
And Robertson, I guess you could look at as a leverage guy. If
I
he's
absolutely,
I'm not there yet.
can look at. I absolutely
After
can look at him.
4 outings, I'm not there.
Yeah, I can look at him that way because I've seen enough of him that I don't see enough terrible. I'm not expecting terrible out of him, and so I feel pretty good with it.
But my point in all that is this: so Robertson has been around a while. I'll be polite. He's a veteran,
Sure.
And Kerkering and Strom have pitched in high leverage spots out of the bullpen in the postseason for this team.
How have they
times.
done?
Strom has been solid at points, and
At
Kerkering
points,
has been
not last year.
solid at points. Yeah, nobody was good last year out of the bullpen.
Okay.
But my point is this, right? For the worrying about how you're going to set this up, these are not guys that have not pitched for this team and not pitched for this team in the postseason. So I don't think that Kerkering needs to get settled in an eighth inning role in the regular season to be prepared to do it in the postseason.
I need to get that. I need to get the 2 seed minimum.
Okay.
Yes.
And I asked Connor this morning if he's thinking about it, and you didn't really give me an answer as far as Andrew is that I'm willing to, when it gets to 5, and which it is this morning. You wake up today. You're 5 behind the Brewers today, and you have 3 coming up with the Brewers in a few weeks. If they can get that number down to if it could be 3 by September 1st, I'm willing to really dream about the 1 seed.
Sure. I mean,
at that point,
you should dream now.
Nah, not at 5. 5's a little much. No, I'm more worried about holding off the Dodgers with the 2-game lead.
All right, so if you want to have a baseball discussion, how would you use Jose Alvarado the remainder of the season? Are you thinking about playoff situations, or are you thinking about let's win baseball games? 610-632-0975. Coming up next, Johnny, I put together my top 5 most hated arguments by the fans that were pro standing ovation yesterday. I will give them to you coming up next. If you want to come up with yours, you can. I'm sure we will all have some of the same. I'm just curious to see what your order is compared to mine. It is Kincade Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phils rewrite some records. I'm Connor Thomas, and this update is brought to you by Wendy's. Wendy's breakfast 2 for $3 biggie bundles let you choose your perfect duo from your fave 4, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee at participating U.S. Wendy's. The Phillies completed a sweep in historic fashion over the Mariners yesterday, an 11-2 win in the finale, and the Phillies had 20 hits yesterday. For the second time in the 3-game series. It's the first time in the modern era they've done that twice in a series. Jesus Luzardo had 12 strikeouts and a great start by him. And for the first time in recorded history, each Phil starter in the series struck out 10+. So Rob Thompson was no doubt pleased with his team's performance.
The most impressive part of it is it's the back end of a 13-day straight without a day off. The whole series was good, really, in every phase. Base running, pitching, defense, offense.
The Phils will now have that off day for the first time in 2 weeks. They're off today, hosting the Nationals tomorrow. The Eagles wrapped up training camp yesterday. As today we hit the 2-week mark till the NFL season begins. They're going to play the Jets tomorrow night at MetLife for their final preseason game. Then it's regular season time. Andrew DiCecco joins us at 8 o'clock and will stay with us for the remainder of the show. This update's brought to you by Payday, packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel. Payday is one hard-working candy bar, so grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it. I'm Connor Thomas on your home for the best birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Eagles defensive coordinator.
Here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic on this Thursday morning, Wendy's Thursday morning. What do you want to text in? I know you want the number 7.
Word?
I know you want the number 7. We did Ovation. Should we do Ozempic?
Jeez. It's just when it's part of the Phillies. Like the Phillies have those ads, those ads that run during the Phillies game.
Yeah.
And by the end of the Phillies season, you watch so many games. It's like
You've heard it 100 times.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's like the little blue.
What's that?
Curado, the little blue.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Love that guy.
Hey,
Love it.
is that the best defense you've ever seen, Tyrese Maxey?
No.
Who?
Boston?
The Knicks? Boston?
Atlanta?
Boston? Atlanta? Philadelphia? Yes. Oh.
All right.
We should do those ads for them.
Yeah, we should.
We do those ads.
Connor, give us a word.
Let's go with French fry.
All right. Text
7
French fry.
Well,
7
you love
texter
those, baby.
At 610-632-0975. The 7th person to text French fry to 610-632-0975 will get our second $50 gift card to Wendy's. Wendy's has breakfast biscuits for just $1, including the Honey Buddy. Get yours today and start your day off right. Got to be Wendy's. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in a combo while supplies last. All right, my top 5 arguments that I hated the most yesterday.
Okay.
For the people that were a part of the standing ovation or for the standing ovation. The top 5 arguments I hated the most. Number 5. Well, he's a fan favorite. I don't care.
All right, come on. Well, he's a fan favorite.
Whether you love him or hate him, he hurts your playoffs chances.
That's great. So you like a fan favorite who literally gave you the middle finger, gave his teammates the middle finger,
Yes.
gave the organization the middle finger, and gives you less chance to win. You find that charming. That's okay. Look, you're entitled. You can fan any way you want. That's really strange.
Number 4. He apologized and we forgave him. I saw that a million times yesterday.
He apologized. Do you know what he did when he got caught?
He left.
Do people know what he did?
He left.
He snuck out.
I will say this. I'm all for forgiveness.
Yes.
But his punishment carries into the playoffs.
Correct.
So to say that you forgave him when his punishment is still not over. His regular season punishment is over, but his playoff punishment is not.
And the punishment is going to hurt us.
Number 3.
And by the way, we forget. That's good. You forgave him.
Yeah.
You forgave him.
And I will forgive him.
Yes, he's forgiven.
Later.
Look, he's a great dude. As we pointed out, there's so many things that he's done that are good.
Yeah, I love the person.
Wasn't a mistake.
Number 3. It was just Ozempic. It was a mistake.
No, it was not. No,
All
it was
right.
not.
First off, we don't know what drug it was. Let's start off there.
No. A Major League Baseball player under a doctor's care can take Ozempic.
Okay.
So that is not true. So scratch that answer.
All right. Well, then
a
just
Major League Baseball player under a doctor's care. Now, there's certain rules. There are rules. Are you considered morbidly obese by the standards? He would have fit.
Right. And so when people say he was just trying to lose weight, I use the Ozempic as the joke because that's what everyone tweeted in. He was just trying to lose weight. And I go, yeah, same. I weighed less than I did in middle school, and I didn't take any medication to lose my weight. I know it's easier for some people. It's harder for some people.
I came in and complained for months to you guys. About being put through the ringer.
Yeah, like
by a flat belly.
There's ways to lose weight without doing it this way. And oh, by the way, him losing weight did benefit him from a pitching standpoint. And oh, by the way, he was just trying to lose weight. As John has pointed out, there are medications that are allowed by Major League Baseball.
And if you went to Major League Baseball and you go to a doctor and you go through the proper procedures, he could take medications during the offseason under a doctor's care. So that is a false narrative that people are trotting out. False.
Number 2, his suspension got us the Duran trade.
That's not true again.
The reason why that's number 2 is because there is no fact behind it. Like
There's none.
You have no information to back your opinion. Now, I saw in our YouTube chat, and it's one of the things that I will agree with. Maybe they don't go as far as Duran if Alvarado's still around.
Could that have happened? Absolutely. So that is the YouTube chat. That is absolutely true. As was discussed yesterday by the people who literally I was hearing discussing this same topic, who cover this team on a daily basis or who are embedded with the team.
Right.
They would have seen the Romano collapse.
Yeah.
Which happened before this happened. The unavailability of Alvarado just contributed, but they already saw, and then they already saw that the fact that they didn't have the other guys in the pen weren't giving them what they expected. Kerkering has not given them, even though he's been good.
He's been good.
They expected a little bit more.
Yeah.
A little bit more, but still he's been good. They absolutely would have been shopping just like they did last year for a closer at the bullpen at the end.
And lastly, because that's number 2, because you have no fact behind it. Number 1, you just don't know who I am.
What?
Typical radio host has to have this take.
That's crazy. That's certainly not you.
I will tell you.
By the way, it's none of us.
I will tell you this right now. If this didn't work out, because guys, I'm a Phillies fan, Eagles fan, Sixers fan, Flyers fan of Philadelphia sports, right? If this dream and blessing of sports talk radio, where I make money being able to talk about my favorite teams, did not happen, right? And I didn't know if it was going to happen. I don't know. I got drunk and applied to an internship. I would still be tweeting to my 45 followers. I can't believe people are giving Jose Alvarado a standing ovation.
Yes, you would.
When he impacted this team.
And more importantly, you said it yesterday before it happened.
Yeah.
And by the way, you really did read it well, though.
I know it.
You read it well. I mean, you. I did not believe that it would be the majority. I thought it was going to be
I know my generation, baby.
And by the way, it was generational. Because that's what I went home to watch. I had to see it and look at it. And the younger you were, the more likely you were to be up there clapping and standing.
What did you make of my 5? Did I miss something?
That was good. Yeah, that's good. That was a good.
Any others that stick out to you, or did stick out to you yesterday? I don't know how. Were you active about it on social media, Connor?
I didn't tweet about it. I didn't read tweets about it. I didn't look at it.
You were afraid of the mob.
No, I'm not afraid of the mob.
Man, you got to stand on business.
No, they had 20 hits in the game. They had 11 runs. I was excited about the performance on the field.
It was a great performance.
They had a historic series.
I was tweeting about that too. You can tweet about both the positive and the negative.
You're allowed
Connor.
to.
I tweet about the negative.
Hey,
do you want me to read my tweets?
Yeah. Yeah, give us your scorching hot. I'm ripping on them tweets.
Okay, we'll go back to it.
You find a few. Connor. At some point, give us your top 3 ripping on the Phillies tweets where you just tear into them. And it doesn't have to be right now. You can research this and do it. By the way, our buddy Bill Brown sends along a thing and he goes, "Better Phillies run, Harper or Schwarber for their careers." It's Schwarber. It's not even close.
Harper has an MVP.
It's Schwarber. A better Phillies run? Put the numbers side by side, boys.
It's not just the numbers.
Yeah.
Wait, but whoa. What do you mean it's not just the numbers?
I mean, Bryce Harper hit a home run to send him to the World Series.
No, moment. If you're saying who has a bigger moment,
he won an MVP.
It is the best run. It's Schwarber, and it's not close. If you just take since Schwarber's been here.
It depends on what you're looking at, too. There was a year where Schwarber batted 197.
It's the run. What is the production of Schwarber versus Harper since they've been here? Side by side. Just put them side by side. It's not close, boys. Schwarber and Harper. In 20. Just go since Schwarber's arrived here. It's not close. This isn't a question. If you say moment, Connor, you're right. You say moment, Bedlam at the Bank. By the way, there is a beautiful, just a little commercial. You know how they sell the memorabilia on the concourse?
Sure.
There is a beautiful Bedlam at the Bank. It's one of the pictures that was taken by one of the photographers.
Okay.
That is one of the most beautiful pictures I've ever seen of that moment.
Nice.
And it's available for you, and it's framed there. And the money goes to charity, for Phillies charities.
That's great.
I would suggest if anybody has just some discretionary income, it would look awesome in your house.
So just
side by side.
Just to use the stat WAR that obviously
I don't want war. No. I don't want war.
All right, well.
Just give me.
What do you want?
Give me runs. Give me home runs. Give me RBI runs batted in. Give me even the stuff that matters.
All right.
Like I don't want new age stats that some spreadsheet's going to give me.
The WAR is everything together, which is Harper's is a 25.9 and Schwarber's is a 10.4. But home runs, yeah, Kyle Schwarber has one more home run because
he only has one more home run since 22. That cannot be true.
Am I doing 22 or am I doing since
We're
Harper's
doing the
been
run?
Here?
No, it's Schwarber since he's been here. So Schwarber since he's been here.
So 22 to
Schwarber
25.
has 46 home runs, 47 home runs.
Right. Are you asking me to get Bryce Harper since he's been here or since Kyle Schwarber
it's Schwarber
arrived?
and Harper side by side since Schwarber's been here, and
Okay,
it's
you
not
didn't
close.
specify.
But like I don't even think I did say that to you. It's not close.
We're going to do the challenge flag.
I mean, it's not close here.
All right. Well, I'll look into this during the commercial break.
I can save you the time, but it's
All right,
not close.
coming up next.
This is going to really.
I'll give you those results.
Now, Schwarber though does not wear the shoes, does not wear the vest, so that's going to work against him with some people. Doesn't put the. He doesn't, but it's
That has nothing.
good. I'm glad. We're just going to talk about the actual production.
Yeah,
I
just
that.
didn't realize you meant since 2022.
No, I'm going to say side by side because
that's
it's
why
a
we
Philly.
brought up Harper's MVP.
No, we're going to talk about them side by side.
All right. Coming up next, Connor also asked me a question this morning before the show started, and I refused to answer it because I don't do the show before the show. Am I starting to believe? It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Do you feel unfulfilled? Do your afternoons feel like
By the Fanatic. Our man Mopar on the YouTube chat looks like he's going to have a good weekend with some of the fellow YouTubers. They're setting up a little drink fest.
Are they going to set sail?
I think that's awesome. Maybe on the boat.
I'm sure he boats responsibly.
He said on the YouTube chat, and I will bring up that he was one of the people that the day Alvarado's suspension came down was one of the people that was saying, "Oh my God, are you guys going to really spend 4 hours on this?" He is saying today that these guys, you and I, will never get over this. And I know Mopar is a big Phillies fan.
He is.
I don't know how you have gotten over it. Now, maybe the Duran thing helps, obviously. But when the 7th or 8th inning comes in a playoff game and it would have been a Jose Alvarado spot,
Yep.
and if he's not there, and if whoever has to pitch in what would have been his situation, and if it doesn't go well, I will remind you that this is when Alvarado would have been in the game.
You're 2 games up on the Dodgers today for the bye, for the 2 seed. If Alvarado was here for the last 80 games, Connor, give me a number. 2 games better?
Sure.
3 games better, maybe?
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Okay. Well, then right now we're not even thinking about. At that point, we're up almost as big on the Dodgers as we are in the Mets.
Sure.
So then we're just talking about, hey, that big series with the Brewers in a couple weeks, that's the showdown for first, whether we get the top seed or we get the 2nd seed. It matters. I can guarantee you for the Phillies, they're not going to talk about it publicly, but within that team, home field matters to them. The bye matters to them.
Sure.
They want the 2 seed. They want the bye, especially with Wheeler out. So that matters to them. The fact that they were hampered in that pursuit matters to them.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. He's loved as a guy, but I can tell Mopar. I can tell that there's not. It's not everybody in the locker room going, okay, guys, let's forget about this. It's over. It's done. It's It's not all. It's all no forgive and forget.
Yeah. Because
it's
the big picture.
It's the big picture. There's guys who have 1 or 2 shots left, or 1 shot here, maybe, Kyle Schwarber, to win a World Series here, potentially.
Mopar's response, I'm an adult. I'm over it. Have kids and you'll understand.
Yeah, we have kids, and we've done a pretty good job with it. And we're married and have kids. And
I have a kid.
Yeah, we did good. We got it.
Jose Alvarado's not my child, by the way.
Yeah, he's not a kid. He's not a kid.
All right. Am I starting to believe is a question that Connor asked me before the show today. I'm starting to continue to believe that when this lineup is hot, they're dangerous. My question is, can they stay hot throughout an entire October? And I have yet to be able to see that.
Can we see them do it for a whole week?
Yeah.
We can't. We haven't seen that.
So am I starting to believe, Connor? No. Do I think they're still a good baseball team? Yes. Did I always think they were a good baseball team? Yes. Up until the trade deadline, I thought they would win the division. I changed that tune when I thought the Mets had a better deadline. Now, obviously, I think that's going to be wrong, and I'm happy for that. But do I think they have a chance of winning the World Series? I still have not seen enough for me to change my tune on that.
Yeah, listen, I got you. And I'm not saying World Series back on, everybody believed, jump on the bandwagon, right? That's not what I'm saying. It's going to be significantly tougher without Wheeler. But I'm wondering, because you've been the no chance, and I'm wondering if you've got maybe 1% chance, 2% chance. Where are you at right now?
I need to see, I don't know if I can see this lineup go 4 weeks. How many weeks are we talking?
You're talking about, it's going to be.
I'm not asking for 20 hits.
No, you're asking, you're asking for 5 weeks of baseball.
Right. Of consistent.
And you can't, but the thing is, remember, in 22, you had to win 4 series to win a World Series.
Right.
Because you had to play that wild card.
Mm-hmm.
Your bats didn't win you the wild card.
Right.
Your pitching stepped up and won you the wild card. Your bats barely did anything. Then you got to the Braves series and your bats carried you. Then you got to the next series and your bats carried you. Then you got to the Astros series and you played a scrappy series.
Yeah.
Right, but it wasn't just the bats in this series. You also set records with the starting pitching.
Sure.
Yep.
And all I'm saying is this is the possibility conversation, not the probability conversation, the possibility conversation.
I'm still low. Still very low.
But you're something.
You're
You're
low.
0.
You're on the pulse now. We got you. That's all we want. All I want is the paddles to be on you.
1%.
We're going
Okay.
to try and get you to milk.
I said the other day I was at 10%.
That
We just need to give them 2% milk.
That I thought that they could go.
1%. All right.
Hell yeah.
That 1%.
I can't. I still. But the most shocking thing since we've been working together is when I came back, and you said, "Well, he picked the Mets to win the division."
Yeah.
That floored me like nothing has ever floored me.
I really liked what they did the deadline, but the Helsley's been a mess for him, and that's a big reason why they are now 6.5 games back of the Phillies.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Steve in Albany. Steve, you're on the Fanatic. What's up, Steve?
Hey, guys. John, how can you compare their runs as Phillies and not compare the whole run as a Philly?
Comparing when Schwarber and Harper are together. I'm comparing the Schwarber. And I'm going to compare 4 years in a row. Just take 4 years in a row, a run. Because a run's got to be, means you got to take consecutive years, just put those years and stack them up and stack them up.
So you're only going as far as comparing them since Schwarber's been here, not since they've been Phillies.
Yeah, or you could do, if you wanted to do that, you can do otherwise too. If you want to do that, yeah, I was doing more since Schwarber and Harper are together.
Either way, it's Harper. And
wow.
Schwarber, huh?
I'm shocked you're saying that.
Well, I don't know why you're shocked. Harper changed positions. He plays every day in the field and hits. I mean, yeah, Schwarber is extremely important, but
Schwarber's challenging the run that we saw from Ryan Howard. He's not there because I was looking at these Ryan Howard numbers. I was just telling Andrew during the break. I'm going, the Ryan Howard numbers, I don't even remember how wild they were. But when you go back and look at them. But Harper doesn't have numbers.
Plays first base every day.
But Harper doesn't have numbers like that for us.
Well, it depends on what.
Like Harper's
it depends on what you're looking at. Like Harper has struck out 300 less times than
No.
I'm
talking about. I get you, but I'm looking at a guy like that and going I want run production.
He also plays the field every day.
Okay.
I mean that is a part to the conversation.
Sure. I mean he's absolutely and
a Gold Glove caliber first baseman.
Right. And he switched positions.
That's fantastic. That's great. And I would tell you that him switching positions has been a detriment to the organization.
Look, and Steve, thanks for the call, man.
How is
that?
How is that? Because I think it caused them to change things drastically by him wanting to be the first baseman.
Well, first he had to be the first baseman.
And by the way, Steve, ask Rob Thompson. Rob Thompson is on the record. He thinks the team would be better with Bryce Harper as the right fielder. He has been quoted on the record. So Rob Thompson shares an opinion with me, which is probably one of the only opinions that Topper and I share.
It depends on what you're looking at. There are some numbers offensively where Schwarber has more. There are some numbers where Bryce Harper has better numbers, like average on base, slugging, OPS, all that kind of stuff. It depends on what you're looking at.
Well, average, I expect him to be better. I never expected Kyle Schwarber to come
on base
here.
And slugging and OPS is all in favor of Harper.
I'll take on-base percentage for Kyle Schwarber with his production. I think his production for a slugger his on-base percentage is tremendous.
Sure.
For a slugger,
but it depends on
it's one of the best I've ever seen for a slugger. It's fantastic.
It depends on what numbers you're looking at. All right, coming up next, our man Andrew DeCecco with us for the remainder of the show. We're not going to get away completely from the Alvarado discussion, but man, a lot of camp stuff. Now that training camp is over, it's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phils break out the brooms. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies completed the sweep yesterday. We'll talk about it, but this update is brought to you by Wendy's. Wendy's breakfast $2 or $2 for $3 biggie bundles lets you choose your perfect duo from your fave four, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee at participating U.S. Wendy's. And that sweep the Phillies had was historic over the Mariners, not just because of the 11-2 win yesterday. And they had 20 hits yesterday, but it was the second time in the series that they reached the 20-hit mark. It's the first time in the modern era that they've done that in the same three-game series. And Jesus Luzardo had 12 Ks and a great start yesterday. It's the first time in recorded history each Phil starter in the series struck out 10+. So, great numbers in the series and a great reaction from the manager.
The most impressive part of it is it's the back end of a 13-day straight without a day off. The whole series was good, really, in every phase. Base running, pitching, defense, offense.
And Rob Thompson's right. They haven't had an off day in a while. They get one today for the first time in 2 weeks. They'll host the Nationals tomorrow. The Eagles wrapped up training camp yesterday. As we hit the 2-week mark till the season begins, they're going to play the Jets tomorrow night at MetLife. It's their last preseason game. Then it's ready for the regular season. Andrew DeCecco joins us coming up next. This update is brought to you by Dairy Queen. Savor the DQ chicken strip basket with 4 seasoned chicken strips, fries, Texas toast, and DQ signature country gravy. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good at participating locations. I'm Connor Thomas on your home for the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Eagles offensive coordinator Kevin Petullo
Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic, and you're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN and WPEN HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. Wendy's is here, so we will give our third $50 Wendy's gift card at some point in the 8 o'clock hour. But Wendy's isn't the only thing that put a smile on my face this morning. So did Andrew DeCecco, who is here. What's up, brother? Good morning.
Hello. Great to be with you guys.
Thursdays, get used to Andrew on Thursdays.
Absolutely. So, Andrew with us for the remainder of the show today to talk a lot about camp. I'm curious, before we get to it, because you're not just a football guy, you're a sportsman. What did you make of the ovation for Jose Alvarado yesterday?
I thought it was lame. that was my opinion on it. I mean, probably sarcastic, obviously.
No, those people that were doing the standing ovation were really giving a standing ovation.
Some people were, yeah.
I would think that it would be out of sarcasm.
No, it was a real standing ovation.
It appeared real.
I didn't understand it. And people have been trying to make us understand it. If you have a text message ready for us, Connor, there have been people trying. I came up with a list of my 5 most hated arguments.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard them. I gave them to John and Connor earlier. Number 5, he's a fan favorite. Number 4, he apologized.
Love that.
Number 3, he was just trying to lose weight. Number 2, his suspension got us Duran. And number 1, typical radio host has to say the opposite. And I said, no, if I had 40 followers and lived in a padded room, I'd still feel that way because he's not going to pitch for you in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, my whole thing is I'm against standing ovations, period. So it doesn't matter who it's for or what it's for.
Wait,
now that's interesting.
You're anti-standing ovation, period?
I just don't see the need for it.
Jalen Hurts, your Super Bowl MVP. You wouldn't give him a standing ovation? I know you're a journalist.
I would never do that.
Dude, that's a fair standing ovation.
That's interesting.
You're completely anti-ovation?
Well, I mean, if you're doing it to get
every time you walk in, I give you a standing ovation.
And I appreciate that, but it's not necessary.
Usually you're passing gas, but like I would say that's a surprising one to me. Like I'll give an ovation. Usually I give the ovation though.
Like if someone's getting an award, yeah, you stand up and you cheer. If someone's like a concert,
I give the ovation after the performance, too.
Yeah, after.
Not wow, someone's coming in
or a welcome.
Give the ovation.
Like Duran's first entrance, Bader his first
right.
Like,
now the thing is though,
that's a welcome.
There's certain instances that call for it, but I think by and large, it's overused.
Yesterday, I didn't agree with it at all. What do we got on the text line? And maybe there's another logical explanation. We've had very few of them.
This texter says, I guarantee a majority of that crowd had an issue they needed to apologize for in their life and wholeheartedly regretted what they did have to apologize for. So maybe it was more of an understanding of where Jose Alvarado is right now.
Oh, my God. A Lifetime movie. A Lifetime movie's broken out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was a show of support. I don't know.
It was obviously a show of support, but my thing is he is not forgiven until after the playoffs are over because he is ineligible to pitch in the playoffs.
And I'm telling you, if they blow games because of the 7th and 8th inning being a mess, it's on him.
And I don't want to hear people cry about it. That game of standing ovation and
it is on him.
Attacked on social
media. And they're going to be
yesterday.
attacking the guys who are being asked to do what he was being paid for. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
but the Phillies did retool that bullpen, so
hopefully it did.
I mean,
ghosts in the machine.
All right, welcome.
Thank you.
We're getting closer. We are under 2 weeks away from kickoff.
I'm a little bummed that training camp's over.
I know you are.
Actually, I'm a lot bummed.
I know you are. Like I thought maybe you'd be like, I'm about to take a quick vacation before the season starts.
I thought you'd go down the shore, see mom.
You're like, nah, I'm miserable.
There's no time.
There is a little time.
I wanted to go this weekend, but I have a show tomorrow.
Oh, there you go. Where are you going to be?
Cut downs on Tuesday.
Where will you be for that show so people know?
Caesars in Atlantic City. Me and Tim McManus, my guy from ESPN.com. He does a tremendous job, so it's going to be a good show.
Yeah, I can't wait. We have all the details we'll give at some point today. All right, so at 8:25, you're going to do your updated depth chart report. All right, your feel based off of who you're talking to and based off of what the Eagles are telling the world. Because some of it's public, some of it is not. But first and foremost, I want you to talk about the offense because there are people that are concerned about how the offense has looked based off of training camp, and some of the preseason games.
Who's seen training camp besides reporters?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and there are some reporters that have made it seem
alarming,
like
that are sounding alarming.
DEFCON 1.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, how has the offense looked in your mind and how it will carry into the season?
I mean, the production has been a little bit sporadic, but you also have to take into account that A.J. Brown's missed a large chunk of training camp. When Jalen and A.J. were working together in the earlier stages of training camp, they look to be in midseason form to me. But you take A.J. Brown out of the equation, and Devontae Smith's missed some time as well. Lane Johnson, I should say, Landon Dickerson's obviously missing time. So it's really hard to fully gauge what this offense is without its full complement of players. And I think Jalen Hurts largely has done a nice job this summer in facilitating the football, making quick decisions, putting the ball into tight spots that, frankly, guys, he doesn't attempt those passes a couple years ago. I think in many ways he's grown and adapted to the players around him. As a byproduct of that, Jahan Dotson had a tremendous training camp. He ended up being the primary target. Wouldn't surprise me if he ended up having the most targets of all the players there. So other players benefited. Darius Cooper, Dallas Goedert saw a high volume of targets this camp. I mean, you won't really know what the offense looks like until you get to the regular season. So that's why you never want to make too much of it.
All right, my number one thing that I want to just hear from you is, I know you always have your ear to the ground, and I know you get gut feels. Landon Dickerson, opening night, Cowboys. Gut instinct.
Well, I never want to make definitive statements.
No, it's not definitive. Just gut instinct.
I think he's week to week, and the team seems optimistic. So, I think that there's a shot that he could be good to go for September 4th.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be
now,
fantastic.
do you believe that these tight windows that Hurts is attempting passes in, is this just because of camp, or do you think this actually turns into something during the regular season?
It's a great question, Andrew, and I think it's something that will manifest in the regular season because Jalen's been largely a conservative passer in training camp. There's been passes that he hasn't attempted for whatever reason. That's changed now. He's fitting the ball within, where there's 2 defenders there, sometimes 3 defenders there, and to great success. I think yesterday, for example, he had probably the best throw of the summer where he had to kind of, he had an awkward launch point because of the pressure in his face.
Okay.
And he delivered a strike to Anais Smith on an out route to the right, and he put it only where he could get it. Cooper DeJean had really, really sticky coverage on the play, and Anais scored.
Have we seen throws like I don't remember, Hurts is robotic by nature. I feel like his throws are also robotic, and you can break down whether his mechanics are good or not, like Dan Orlovsky did that one day.
Sure.
But I mean, like the Mahomes-esque throw where he's making the highlight, and I'm not saying he has to be horizontal to the ground and throwing it, but I don't feel like we've seen many, Hurts miraculous throws. It's more how did he get out of that pressure and then extend the play?
Yeah, yesterday I saw it at least a couple of different times where he had to kind of augment his throwing motion to get the ball out because of pressure or awkward, wherever he was.
Yeah.
And I thought that's a sign of growth as well.
Wow.
Now,
you never thought about that.
Okay, now, the wide receiver room has gotten a lot of chatter. And what does the recent, sort of banged up nature of the wide receiver room mean to what you think will be potentially that final depth chart?
Well, it's my understanding that the team is just being conservative with a lot of the key players. And I don't put a timeline on anyone, but I don't get the sense that there's a lot of concern.
Okay.
And so, aside from Johnny Wilson, we still have to learn more about that. He was listed with a knee/ankle, and I saw
I've never
the play.
heard of that before, by the way.
Well,
the knee bone not connected to the ankle bone.
He got rolled up on early in Tuesday's session, and you could see that Brett Toth, who rolled up on him, immediately sensed it and got right up. I don't know, but you could see that Johnny Wilson was in a lot of pain. That's the tough part of football or any sport.
You feel like your teammate killed him,
and he's walking off the field with help from a trainer, and then he got carted back inside, and we'll have to wait and see what comes of it.
All right, well, bottom of the hour is when you'll give us your updated depth chart for the Philadelphia Eagles as we are less than 2 weeks away from kickoff, Eagles-Cowboys. Coming up next, we have today's headlines with Connor Thomas. DeCecco is with us for the remainder of the show today. A lot in store for you, a lot of Eagles coverage, and, of course, the Alvarado discussion not out the window. It's Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Philly fans, you are the best sports fans in the world. You're not stupid, so why should you have to hear outlandish
It is 8:11 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. So our man Andrew DeCecco is with us for the remainder of the show. You heard John mention it, and Andrew spoke on it a little bit in the previous segment. Make sure you join our man Andrew DeCecco and ESPN's Tim McManus, who I also adore, for a special Birds Roundtable live broadcast this Saturday from noon to 3 inside the Caesars Sportsbook in Atlantic City.
And play some table games beforehand.
Yeah, sure. Why not? And
Always
after.
fun.
Why not?
Yeah, it's fine too.
And during commercial breaks. It's not like you're going
they can't
3
do that.
hours commercial
They shouldn't
free.
be doing that. Yeah.
Andrew and Tim will break down the Birds training camp as it wraps up. We'll obviously be getting ready for the season opener against Dallas. Enjoy all of Caesars Sportsbook has to offer with massive LED video screens, private man caves, and a full-service beer yourself wall. Click events at 975thefanatic.com for all the info. That sounds like
Have you seen the man caves?
Yeah,
Have you
I will.
seen them there?
No.
The man caves at Caesars?
No, I have not.
They're very cool. So you can get,
Yeah, I
like,
haven't
if
seen
you,
them.
if you have your little group,
Yeah.
you have your group, you got a group of people, you can reserve one, get in there. They're very nice.
You going to beer yourself wall?
I will.
Hell yeah, you are.
After the show.
Of course.
Not during working hours.
Yeah, of course not.
Of course.
He needs to
You're-
be focused.
you're a professional.
Him and McManus, that'll be like a game of chess between
yeah,
the two
man.
of them.
I can't wait. That's going to be good football talk. All right, it is time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
It's brought to us by Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. Now, we saw some great baseball in the city of brotherly love yesterday, but it was not the only great baseball in the state. There was an amazing comeback in the Little League World Series last night. South Carolina found themselves down in extras 6-1. They win 7-6, come all the way back. And manager Dave Bogan, the coach of the South Carolina team, gave a speech to his players, the kids, before the inning. Here's what it sounded like.
We got to believe right now. It's a great TV show. You should watch it someday. It's not a word. Listen. Believe. Hey. Believe. All right? We scored 5 runs before. We can hit this kid, and we can hit him hard. Let's believe, okay? Let's go. Let's get at it.
Let's go. Hey, believe right here. Ready?
Now, do you think, John, that was all cameras on me? No, that was a good and passionate speech by the coach to his kids before the ridiculous comeback they had in the extra innings, John. Believe.
It's amazing. Inspiring.
It inspired his team to have a comeback like that.
Inspiring.
He's anti-Little League World Series.
Are you, John? Why?
Yeah, just
Why?
not into it.
So, same with Brendan Gunn.
No, I'm not anti Little League World Series.
You don't like happiness?
I'm
That's what I
anti
said.
the television coverage of the Little League World Series, the constant, the kids being punked with their memes on television, getting trolled because they cry on TV.
He rips the coaches.
Dad's getting mic'd up for the.
He rips the coaches.
Sounds like you hate happiness.
That's
John.
what I said.
I like that ESPN's Gary Streisky has the guts to point out that they point out how many times these parents that are managers, how many times they visit when they're in the non-mic'd up regionals and they show, and then how many times when they're mic'd up, they visit. The visits to the mound are like 3 times as much. I like that Gary has the guts to say because it's programming on his own network.
Those games are even more important. And
So the other ones, no, you don't get to the World Series without those games. And they just go, yeah, I don't need to get my FaceTime.
Listen, that speech worked.
That's great.
Did they come back and win? Yes, the speech worked.
That's great.
That reminded me of that scene in Mighty Ducks where he's like, all right, Gordon, you missed this shot. You're not just letting me down. You're letting your whole team down.
That's awesome.
I love that. Real life
else we
Disney
got?
moment. We also have, speaking of movies, we have a guy that I believe is just off his cameo that's coming up in Rush Hour 4. Miles Garrett was asked the question by media members, and my goodness, is this a heck of a lead into a question?
Before you play it, did you see this yet, Andrew?
No.
I played it for Connor and John. This is one of these, I need this in headlines. I'm curious to get your reaction to not just the answer, because the question is a fair question.
Got like 8 tickets, and the average ticket is 30-some miles over the speed limit.
But listen to the question itself as well.
What is it like to be in that car and seeing that speedometer creep up toward 100, like 100 miles an hour?
I'd honestly rather talk about football and this team than anything I'm doing off field other than the back to school, event that I did the other day.
So what did you make of the question, first and foremost?
It's a little interesting.
What is it like when you see that speedometer?
I can only imagine Miles Garrett driving in school zones.
What's the rush?
I wouldn't even know how to answer that. It was awesome. It was cool, riveting.
I felt like a race car driver. I don't know.
I felt like Ricky Bobby. I mean, like, what were you looking for?
I'm gonna literally like wipe out somebody's family.
Well, and
driving
here's the
like
thing.
an a-hole on the roadways.
The question itself is fair. It's just the way he went about it.
That's
was
a weird way of wording.
Now, shame on Myles Garrett for not responding.
Yeah, I shouldn't be doing that.
You got to take ownership of it,
Yeah.
and you have to answer. And obviously, what he did was very irresponsible. So,
Especially when it wasn't a one-time thing. Like if it was a one-time thing, damn. Like I'm sorry, but like it's happened. What, 8 times?
I think he has 8 tickets
since he's
believe.
been with the Cleveland Browns.
8 times.
Yeah,
he has 8 speeding tickets in his time with the Browns.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Somehow he's still allowed to drive.
Yeah,
that's what I don't understand. How is he still allowed to drive?
Yeah, that's super reckless.
And he's driving real fast.
So he should, and he didn't even have my lawyer told me not to answer. Like
He's got
it was
the
just
money
like,
to have a
I'd
driver,
rather
too.
not talk about it.
Now, Myles Garrett, the football player, had quite a set of joint practices against the Eagles. He was all over the place.
He was a monster.
Yeah, you can certainly get after the quarterback.
Question: YouTube is wondering, did you just miss a shot to the garbage can?
I think I made it. I don't know. I just threw like a kind of side one. Let me see. I got to stand up.
We're going to go with a miss.
He probably missed.
It was a miss.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I think I made it.
No, I throw it sideways, and the desk kind of blocks my view sometimes of whether or not it goes in. So that was a miss.
If you didn't call him out, he would have just kept going like nothing happened.
I'm not going to narrate whether or not they're misses or makes.
This is your segment. You should.
This is today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Okay, I'll throw more paper at the trash can next segment.
It's not today's headlines on Kincade and Salciunas. It's with Connor
See?
Thomas. Good job.
What happens?
All right, coming up next. I want your depth chart updates. John's been begging for the notebook. Like
You're not getting the notebook.
I'm telling
That's
you.
my notebook.
Is that like
I had 2 notebooks
you
that
keep that
I went
lock
through.
and key?
You went through 2 notebooks?
A notebook and a half.
Do you have a safe for it?
Because
I might have to get one. John asks me about it every time.
I almost put a bounty out on it.
Little bear trap next to it.
You'll never get
I'm
it.
thinking opening night. I get a dinner reservation for dinner with Andrew. I slip into that bag and get it.
Where you taking
Just get
them?
the pay. No, the press first.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys were going.
Yeah, you're not getting the notebook.
All right, coming up next.
Nobody does.
It's his favorite movie. The Notebook.
Andrew DeCecco's depth chart update. CB2 safety, wide receivers, how many? Running backs, all kinds of questions for you. Be ready. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phil's doing everything right. I'm Connor Thomas, and this update is brought to you by Wendy's. Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you choose your perfect duo from your fave 4, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee at participating U.S. Wendy's. The Phillies were doing everything right in their series sweep over the Mariners. They won 11-2 yesterday, and they created some history along the way, not just in yesterday's game, but in the series in total. They had 20 hits yesterday, and it's the second time in the series they reached the 20-hit mark. It's the first time in the modern era they've done that twice in a set. Jesus Luzardo had 12 strikeouts and a great start for him. And for the first time in recorded history in Phillies franchise history, each Phil starter in the series struck out 10+. Rob Thompson talked about his team's performance after the game.
The most impressive part of it is it's the back end of a 13-day straight without a day off. The whole series was good, really, in every phase. Base running, pitching, defense, offense.
The Phils have their first off day in 2 weeks today. They'll host the Nationals tomorrow. The Eagles wrapped up training camp yesterday, and today we're at the 2-week mark till the season begins. They're taking on the Jets up at MetLife tomorrow for their final preseason game. And it's time to ramp up for the matchup with the Cowboys. Andrew DeCecco stays with the guys for the remainder of the show. I'm Connor Thomas on your home for the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Eagles tight end Dallas Goedert.
We've developed a lot as an offense.
It's 8:26 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Man, I'm still fired up about that Believe speech from the Little League World Series.
Yeah, you're the only one.
I'm fired up, dude. Believe.
You know what if any of my championship players are driving into work today.
Yeah.
You know what I did as my big fired up championship speech when they pulled the biggest upset? Jason Martinez wouldn't remember because he was the goaltender we were up against. I stood on the ice and watched the Zamboni go around, and my team captains had to come and get me. And I walked in the room before the championship game and I said, "What are you doing? You need me to do some speech for you tonight? You need me to fire you up?"
That is a speech.
We've spoke. I've talked to you all year long. Go on out there, play your game, be relaxed, have fun. Go kick their ass.
You're like a regular old Gordon Bombay, John.
That's all, yeah, man.
Exactly.
But that's a speech without doing a speech.
No DUI. No DUI.
Well, that's important.
No DUI.
That is a fair
We're
point.
going down the borough tomorrow night. No, driver comes.
Yeah. All right. I need your updates on depth charts. All right.
Yeah, hit me.
So let's start. Let's start cornerback 2. Who is in the lead? Will they continue to be in the lead throughout the course of the season? What's CB2 looking like at this point in camp?
Well, right now that job belongs to Adoree Jackson. But this is Vic Fangio said earlier this week that this competition is going to go through the final preseason game. Adoree Jackson, he's a floor guy. I mentioned that to you guys, that you know what you're going to get from him, that he's not going to be a high variance type of player. He's played and started, I think, 82 games in his career. But I think Jacorian Bennett is their best option. And I think ultimately what's going to happen is he's going to surpass him. There's plenty of time for him to learn the defense between he got here in early August to right now, then the regular season September 4th. I think eventually talent will win out. He is your best option. If your objective is to get your most talented on the field, he has to be it. I think eventually he will surpass him.
My question is, when can you do that? Remember, they benefited, as much as we complained when the schedule came out with the Week 5 bye, they benefited from it because it was the natural, all right, let's change the offense up here. Let's put Coupe-de-Jean in the slot. Like, there were changes during that bye week because they had the national week, the natural week off period to do all that kind of stuff. They don't have that this year.
Right.
So I could just do it like randomly?
Well, I could see a world where Adoree Jackson starts the season as the starting corner, but then eventually gives way to Jacorian Bennett. But right now, it just seems like 3 practices in a row, it was Adoree Jackson aligning opposite Quinyon Mitchell. You start to read the tea leaves, and they're not going to waste reps on Adoree Jackson if they don't have that in mind, right? I mean, those are valuable reps that you could be giving to Jacorian Bennett if you've seen enough from him that warrants it. So right now, that's the way that I view it.
What is the position group that you felt the best about going into camp that maybe you now say, maybe I overvalued it a little bit?
I would say the backup offensive line. So we'll say offensive line in general. But, I mean, as a starting unit, when they're full strength, fully healthy, I mean, they're the best in the NFL. But behind them, I mean, I was a little bit more optimistic on Darian Kennard, Matt Pryor, who played over 1,000 snaps last season for the Bears. Matt Pryor hasn't looked particularly good this summer in the preseason games and in practice. He was filling in for Jordan Mailata the last couple of days. He's been out with a concussion. Kendall Lamb, who the Eagles signed, everybody sort of penciled him in to be the swing tackle. He hasn't looked particularly good, and I have him on the bubble going into Friday night. So there's a lot of questions there. Look, I think it was taken for granted what Fred Johnson was able to do for the Eagles last season.
We talked about that a
I
lot.
remember that when I wrote a story about that was going to be one of their bigger losses that they were going to feel the impact of. I know that there were some who scoffed and said he'd barely play this and that, but he was very valuable, and he had a game day role that the Eagles felt confident in. Now there's a lot of questions. Kenyon Green, for example, is another player. He was injured for most of the training camp. He was acquired, of course, in that C.J. Gardner-Johnson trade, but he only has guard versatility, and he hasn't played particularly well. So I think as a whole, that offensive line has surprised me a little bit.
All right, speaking of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, is it just Sidney Brown at this point because Makuba can't really stay healthy? And I have a follow-up question to your answer here.
Sidney Brown's taken the lion's share of the first-team reps all summer because it was Makuba with the shoulder. Now it's Makuba with the hamstring. That's not something you want to rush him back from.
Right.
But Makuba, at full strength, is the Eagles' best option. And he's the prototypical Vic Fangio safety. And what I mean by that, Andrew, is the versatility, the ball skills, the football intellect, and he allows that defense to be multiple with what he can do. Sidney Brown has not had a bad camp. He hasn't necessarily flashed. He hasn't given up anything egregious, but he's at his best when he's attacking downhill, moving forward. That's where you really see him shine. I have questions as to whether or not he's going to be a sound fit in that defense, but he really hasn't done anything this summer to take that job from him. The question now becomes, is this hamstring injury for Makuba going to linger? And if it doesn't, I think week one you'll see him. You'll see Drew Makuba there as your starting safety.
Well, you would think week one.
I think so. If the hamstring injury doesn't linger, he just gives you more optionality with what you can do on your back end.
Did you have any questions about Makuba's ability to hold up to NFL, the physicality of everything like that, or his health coming in to draft time?
No, well, yes, I guess that's fair to say, John, because he does play.
I'm a little concerned.
He plays the game as if he's Cam Chancellor. He's not afraid to lower his shoulder and really get after it, and he plays physical. So one of the questions that I had when I was assessing him throughout the draft process was, can his frame withstand the rigors of a full slate of games? Now, full disclosure, he was one of my top safeties in this draft class. I thought he was one of the smarter defenders in this class. But I did have questions about his ability because of the way that he plays the game. And right now, you can't really say that, the hamstring injury has to do with him playing, taking hits in games or playing bigger than his size. I don't think that has anything to do with it. It's a soft tissue injury. The shoulder one, he was making a football play. I don't think there's enough information there to tag a rookie who hasn't been in the league very long with an injury-prone designation. That's not fair.
All right, my follow-up to CB2 and safety. If there's ever a time when they're in base package, or if there is ever a time when they deem it necessary, is Cooper DeJean more likely to bounce to the outside corner spot or the safety spot?
I would say safety. I would say safety.
Is it a smokescreen then, the talk of him going outside?
Well, I mean, he's been throughout the summer the safety when the Eagles are in base defense. It's only been this week that they've moved him outside when the Eagles are in base. But Vic Fangio brought up an interesting point, and it's something that I mentioned to you guys a couple of months ago throughout the offseason. If you move Cooper DeJean, they don't have a viable solution at nickel at this time. That's not to say that Mac McWilliams won't develop into that. That's not to say that Drew Makuba, after he's already mastered everything at safety, can't do that. Right. But right now, Cooper DeJean is your best option there, and you make that position significantly weaker if you move him elsewhere.
Okay.
I do have a counterpoint.
What's that?
Bertagine is not a safety.
All right.
Well, that was incorrect. that was always incorrect.
Still a fun song.
Lastly, and then we got some stuff to get into in the next segment. How many wide receivers, how many running backs, do you believe will dress on game day? And who would be the odd man in? Who would be the odd man out? Because there's a lot of people that still wonder, is A.J. Dillon the next Rashad Penny, where he's just not even dressing on game day? So I'm curious, how many wide receivers do you think they will dress on game day? Backs that they will dress on game day, who's in, who's out?
All right, we'll start with wide receiver, and then we'll unpack it from there.
Sure.
Wide receiver, I have them keeping 6, dressing 5.
Okay.
And Aniyah Smith would be one of the 5 because of his ability to be a punt returner, which they don't really have a viable option there unless you're of the belief that Cooper DeJean should do it, which, if you ask Vic Fangio, he wants no part of that.
Right.
And understandably so. So I think Aniyah Smith, because of the special teams value, would be the 5. Darius Cooper as the 6 probably wouldn't dress, at least in the way that I'm looking at it right now.
Now, is that with Johnny Wilson injured?
Yeah, I'm counting John. I'm not necessarily factoring him into the equation right now until we learn more.
Okay, and then running backs, 3?
3, and then also Van Sumeren as the fullback.
Okay.
So I think you'll see all 4 of those guys.
And A.J. Dillon's dressing, because I see it on social media all the time. How am I supposed to know this isn't just another Rashad Penny situation?
Well, Rashad Penny never really showed any glimpses in training camp. He never performed in the preseason. A.J. Dillon has been sort of a revelation because he missed all of last season with the neck injury. What I wanted to see was how he was going to be able to handle contact in the games. And what I've seen from him is an ability to be able to shake tacklers off, and he looks kind of like the A.J. Dillon of old. However, he's clearly the 3rd running back. Will Shipley didn't even dress for the second game, and that's something that, upon the signing, if you remember, Andrew, I said right away, Will Shipley's the 2.
Where is Howie shopping is going to be the question now. Where is he looking? Because yesterday, Adam Schefter flat out said about shopping ahead. So I'll be interested to look at that and see some of those thoughts.
Yeah. Well, coming up next, we're going to play clips from Adam Schefter. Yesterday was an interesting day, Andrew, when Adam Schefter was with us, and he gave like a lot more information than we are kind of used to. Usually we have to read between the lines when it comes to Shefty. He was just flat out with some of his opinions and some of his reporting. So we'll react to some of those clips coming up next, get your reaction to it as well. And, of course, you can continue to text in on the conversation. If you have a football-related question, Eagles-related question for Andrew DeCecco, text them in at 610-632-0975. But, of course, also the Jose Alvarado standing ovation. Can you give me a logical reason as to why that was happening yesterday? Haven't really got many. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now, a Birds Insider update on 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
I'm Connor Thomas, and that's a wrap on the Eagles 2025 training camp. They finished up yesterday. They will play the Jets tomorrow night at 7:30 up in MetLife in North Jersey for their final preseason game. And then it's on to the regular season. So where is the team at? Well, we heard from head coach Nick Sirianni yesterday about some of the stuff going on. And while they ended camp yesterday, there are still things that they're working on ahead of week one.
I guess my thought is, hey, we're still in camp right now, but I know there are certain things that are so important for game one, game two, game three, the first month of that season, that we're working on a little bit even more as camp goes on.
So the work is far from finished. In fact, it's only just beginning as the Eagles prepare for their matchup with the Cowboys 2 weeks from today. And one of the big questions coming into camp was new offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo. He hasn't been a huge storyline because it seems like he's been handling his business. But what did Nick Sirianni have to say about his new OC?
I think he's just so hungry for this job. As you would expect from Kevin, he puts everything he has into it. Always here, working hard to do what he can do for our offense, put them in positions to succeed. I just think he's done a really good job.
So roster cutdown day comes this next week, and the Eagles play the Cowboys 2 weeks from today. It's almost football season here in Philly. I'm Connor Thomas on your home for the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
I'm holding.
8:42 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. So yesterday we had Adam Schefter on, and it was an interesting conversation with Schefter because he gave us a lot of information. Usually we have to read between the lines. We have to learn how to speak Schefty. But yesterday he was just flat out with a lot of the reporting that he did. And I want to play this first one for you guys, even though it's something that you have been saying. So I want to give Andrew his credit that you have been talking about the careful nature in which the Eagles are going with some of these injuries in camp, especially about A.J. Brown. So yesterday when we had Schefty on, I asked him, look, is there anything to this? You even tweeted it out, and he saw your tweet. When they traded for John Mechie, is there more to the A.J. Brown hamstring injury? Here was Schefty's answer.
Yeah, I don't think it's an issue. In fact, I saw John's comment on Sunday after the trade, and I asked around to a few different people, like, oh, could this trade be related to A.J. Brown's hamstring? And I was assured it had nothing to do with that.
And again, to your credit, you've been saying that, but it's just nice to, like, sort of get that clarity, like, oh, okay, like, we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, no, it's important to pour cold water on any kind of controversy or conspiracy theory. There's a lot out there.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, that's my understanding. They're just being conservative. And John Mechie, when you have a chance to better your roster, and Howie Roseman has not shied away from that at any point, at any position, you're going to do it.
For a guy that you probably weren't going to keep anyway in Harrison Bryant.
And here's the other part of this, guys. John Mechie likely wasn't going to make the Texans roster. The Eagles sit all the way at the end, at the bottom of the waiver claim priority.
Yeah.
So they got ahead of it, and you bring in a guy a week early to learn your system. I think that's very smart.
Okay.
Remember, though, the Eagles are also not going to tell you anything. They're never going to tell you the truth. They're going to make sure as far as injuries and stuff like that, they're going to keep everything as embargoed as possible.
Okay, well, A.J. Brown was out there yesterday throwing passes. He's been out there every
that's
single
good. He was. This week he was.
He's been out there every single day watching practice on the sideline. You don't go out there if you're nursing something and it's significant. So I don't believe that there's anything there. There's no reason for me to believe otherwise.
Okay, that's good.
That's good.
All right. Here was Schefty. We asked him about the future of Micah Parsons. Take a listen.
I think that one's just way up in the air. Like, I don't know how that's going to go. I'm just telling you, I don't know whether it's after this season, whether the Cowboys would do something this season. I don't think so, but you never know. It certainly doesn't feel like those two sides are interested in getting a long-term deal done. And it seems like they're, at some point in time, I don't know when, but it seems like at some point in time, they're headed for a divorce.
Now, before we react to that, John then followed up and was like, listen, is there a chance that week 1 is up for question?
Good follow-up.
Take a listen.
They haven't talked about contract in 3-4 months. It feels different than Dak and CD last year. It just does. Okay? Now, again, I understand I could be surprised this weekend, and all of a sudden Jerry Jones could call the agent for Micah Parsons, and they could sit down and they could hammer out a deal that makes him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Could that happen? Absolutely. I'm just telling you there's no evidence that will happen. Okay? None right now. Could it happen? Yeah. We're headed into that time of the year where things do happen, where we really are on the clock. And so assuming that they don't get a deal, well, I can tell you what we're going to be talking about on this show next week and the week after. Your season opens 2 weeks from tomorrow night. The Dallas Cowboys are coming to Philadelphia. Jerry Jones himself, when he last talked about it, said he didn't know if Micah Parsons would be playing in that game. He hasn't practiced at all. Where's it going? It's going to be one of the stories of the season.
So yesterday we celebrated that. We had somebody in our YouTube chat saying, cowards.
I heard that, yeah.
All right. Can you speak from a football team standpoint? Would they be celebrating that maybe the opposing team's best player on one side of the ball is unavailable because of contract reasons and not because of health, obviously?
Perhaps internally, but they're going to approach the game the same way as they always do, whether he's there or not. The objective is to always, win and not necessarily, fixate on one player, as good as that one player may be. I think that's more of a fan perspective.
Well, you do game plan for that specific player.
But I don't think they're going to be jumping for joy or anything like that. I mean,
you don't think there's a
how
little
much easier
you don't
is
think
the
there's
job?
a little fist pump from Sirianni, like, oh, that's nice.
How much easier is the game plan when you don't have to game plan for him?
Oh, it's a lot easier. But the Eagles have done a nice job in putting him in flux.
Yep,
sure, but it's easier.
Throughout the years.
They're sitting there in that room going, okay, our job is a little bit easier tonight.
I celebrate.
Or significantly easier.
Sure.
Not having to deal with him. It'd be like saying Jalen Carter's going to be out tonight, Cowboys. Jalen Carter's going to miss the game.
Yeah, but they're not going to go out there and tweet and write, yes.
No. But I'm saying,
I'm not saying
I'm talking about
public, yes.
No, they're not going to give the public yes, but absolutely, they're not going to go.
Well,
you
Nick
know what?
Sirianni's got core values. He wouldn't do that.
Damn, we really wish we got to play against Jalen Carter tonight.
No, but I'm saying that to speak to a larger point that teams they prepare as they would regardless of what's going on. Now, does that make their life a lot easier? Yeah, of course. Micah Parsons is a phenomenal defensive player, and he puts unique stresses on opposing offenses. But yeah, I think that's more of a fan sentiment.
All right. Lastly, we don't have time for the clip, but basically, Schefter finally got to our side, Johnny and I, that the Commanders are going to take a step back this year.
Only took a while.
Who else said it? Bill Barnwell recently said.
Now Barnwell's jumped on board.
All of a sudden, the national media has started to shift and realize, you know what? This Commanders team might take a slight step back this year.
I don't think they're going to.
You don't think so? Still,
I don't know if they're going to be able to equal what they did last year, but I think that they're still going to be viable.
Yeah, look,
okay,
I think
we have a viable
playoff team,
but a slight step back would be like I'm saying, like 10-7, wild card.
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
Yeah,
do you see them being better than that?
Not necessarily, but I am bullish on Jaden Daniels. He's a player.
So am I.
He's a big time player.
I'm not bullish on their team.
I like the way that they've built that team, but it's hard to replicate what they did last season because a lot of things fell in their favor.
Like everything went right for them last year.
But I still think they'll be viable. Maybe a wild card team.
Yeah. No,
that's all right.
I'm not saying like 8
but they're
and 9.
they're not last year.
No.
If they're playing an NFC title game weekend, I would be absolutely.
Yeah,
that'd
totally.
be the most shocking thing of the year for me.
Yeah, I don't see that.
All right, coming up next, we'll reset today's topics. We'll check our Alvarado text messages because I know we still have a lot of them. But also, I got a football guy text from Andrew DeCecco this week.
What?
He was listening to the show and he sent me a text.
What?
And I'd like to talk about that next. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A historically great series for the Phils. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies completed the sweep in historic fashion over the Mariners yesterday. 11-2 victory, and they tallied 20 hits yesterday. And the second time they reached the 20-hit mark in that series. It's the first time in the modern era they've done that. Jesus Luzardo had a strong outing on the mound. He was striking out everybody. 12 Ks what he finished with. And for the first time in Phillies history, at least the recorded that we can find, each Phil starter struck out 10+ in the series. So everything was working for the Phils, and Rob Thompson talked about that.
The most impressive part of it is it's the back end of a 13-day straight without a day off. The whole series was good, really, in every phase. Base running, pitching, defense, offense.
So for the first time in 2 weeks, the Phillies will have an off day today, and then they host the Nationals tomorrow night. The Eagles, they're busy tomorrow night as well as they'll play their final preseason game against the Jets up in North Jersey. But today, they have wrapped up training camp, and we've hit the 2-week mark till the season begins. Andrew DeCecco remains with the guys for the remainder of the show. This update's brought to you by Wendy's. Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles lets you choose your perfect duo from your fave 4, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee at participating U.S. Wendy's. I'm Connor Thomas on your home for the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Andrew DeCecco, the Fanatics Birds Insider.
Nick Sirianni.
Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. Our man Andrew DeCecco with us for the remainder of the show today. Plenty of Eagles stuff to get into. We'll check our text line here momentarily for the Jose Alvarado reaction to the ovation yesterday. We got to give out. Did we do 3 yet?
No.
All right, got to give out our third $50 Wendy's gift card here. So let's go football guy. Text football guy to 610-632-0975. The third person to text football guy to 610-632-0975 will win our third $50 gift card to Wendy's. They have breakfast biscuits for just $1, including the Honey Buddy. Get yours today and start your day off right. Got to be Wendy's. Limited time only. Price participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in a combo while supplies last. All right, random question for you all. I follow a Twitter account called Baseball's Greatest Moments. And they just posted I was a nerd throughout this commercial break. You guys didn't even realize
You've been a nerd much longer than this commercial
That's
break.
true. They posted a 1-minute video of different windups throughout the course of Major League Baseball's history.
Love it.
Satchel Paige.
Dontrelle Willis.
All that. Yes.
Oh, wow. That's a great one.
My question for you, which windup did you recreate the most at any point in your life?
Kenta Colby. Wow. Have you ever seen Kenta Colby's?
Hold on. Kenta Colby.
Kenta Colby.
All right, hold on.
It's wild. And it was one that I love to try to. I love to try. I didn't do it justice.
He gets a save. I'm about to watch Game 7 of the World Series. Kenta Colby.
I did not do it justice.
Oh, a little sidewinder. All right.
But I did not do it justice. But the thing is, when you did it, everybody knew who you were trying.
His arm looked like a rubber band.
Everybody knew who you were trying to do.
It's kind of crazy.
Everybody knew who you were trying to recreate, and I didn't do it well.
The windup's boring.
It's boring.
It's the release because it's like a rubber band. All right, you mentioned Dontrelle. That would be my answer.
Dontrelle was great.
Just because it was so unorthodox,
it was
right?
So unorthodox.
Do you think that's what literally ended his career?
No, no.
Like, do you think? No, because he fell off a ledge.
But explain though. Like, why
as
do you
far
think?
as successful, he was a successful pitcher, a very, very successful pitcher, and then he hit the injury bug, and then he never got.
Yeah, but
then he just fell off. But then he fell off where he was. Terrible.
Why would it be his windup?
I don't
know. Well, a lot of times, sometimes what you do and how you go about your approach or whatever can hurt you. It can hurt you as far as how you go about things.
I can tell you, I never once thought that his windup could have been the reason why he was dealing with injury.
They're asking right now if Spencer Strider's windup has hurt him.
No, maybe it's because his thighs are too big and he doesn't he's got too many muscles for.
No, they're asking Spencer Strider if his windup has hurt him and has caused him to have problems.
Interesting.
That his windup was something that should have been worked with him coming up, but he was so efficient with the way he pitched.
Right.
That nobody recreated it.
Connor,
nobody
is there an answer for you?
Johnny Cueto.
Okay, I hate Johnny Cueto. I hate him.
You don't like fun?
No,
it's okay.
It's
Why?
Bush League. I hate Johnny.
Why do you hate it?
I hate Johnny Cueto. The quick pitch, the weird wacky movement of the body. I hate him.
I love it. Turn all the way back around.
Hate is a strong word.
If you're a good pitcher,
he's got weird hates.
If you're a good pitcher, pitch normally, and then I'll see if you're good or not.
He's a good pitcher.
That's a lot of hate from your partner there, John.
I hate Johnny Cueto. I despise him. Kershaw's another go-to.
He has the strangest thing is he's a very kind person.
Yes.
Not as kind as Connor, but he has these
idiosyncrasies.
Strange people that he hates.
Yeah.
Like you would never think that.
Like he hates Craig Counsell.
Yeah,
he hates Craig Counsell for some ungodly reason.
Because people act like he's the greatest manager. And
One game behind the Phillies today.
Yeah,
Craig
Counsell. I hate Craig Counsell. All right, you're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. Dave P checks in with Lincecum.
Lincecum's a great.
That's a really good one. Yeah,
his was great. That one was hard.
You couldn't do Lincecum.
Because it's not just the turning of the body and the torque. It's also his leg, like the way his front foot landed, like almost off the circle of the mound.
All right, I never pitched except if I think it was Mr. Tenari said, okay, every other good kid pitched, so John, you can pitch. Is like you guys who did pitch. Is it the pitchers who did the hesitation? In there, something in there.
Like J.C. Romero?
Yeah. How hard was that?
Depends on the guy.
Like, I always thought that would be...
What, going up against it?
No. Trying to recreate it and trying to do it, the real hesitation in the midst of it. Because I always think of it as something you want to get into a fluid motion.
Oh, no.
You want to get into it. The guys who...
I recreated the Kershaw a couple of times when he literally hesitates.
Like, he hesitates. He hesitates.
Yeah, it depends on your balance ability.
It's what your body...
Like, I would think that would be very, very difficult, the balance ability of it. The whole... You're getting into emotion, you're stopping, you're getting into emotion.
Unless you're throwing sidearm, everybody lands the same spot and throws the same way. It's like batting. Like, Kevin Youkilis had the hand up the bat, but when he loaded,
he got there.
It was where you're supposed to. Sheffield...
Oh, yeah,
Once
Gary
he loaded,
Sheffield,
he was in the right spot. Like, it's not like you're not doing the Happy Gilmore swing, right?
But we did see that this year.
We did see that this year. That's a good point. All right, what do we got on the text line about the Alvarado situation?
All right, so we have a bunch of people still chiming in on the standing ovation, whether or not it's the right thing. Joe from Macon, Georgia says, I can understand the reasons that fans would give for the standing ovation. That said, we're broken as a society, and this is part of the reason. There's no way in hell that it was deserved. Booing or silence would have been more appropriate.
Joe in Makonga.
Yeah.
Down there in Makonga.
Like I saw, and it's great. Look, I'm not trying to rip, again, I'm not trying to rip fans. I just question why.
You think it was great?
No, like I don't think it's great. I just think if people are happy, they're happy. That's wonderful. But I saw a photo. There was 3 women that had an Alvarado sign, and they said it was actually kind of cool. They did.
Thanks for screwing up our season.
No.
Was that on the sign?
They did something on social media where it was like, "Come join the welcome home Alvarado party," and they literally had like party hats and everything. And like,
I hope there wasn't cake.
Like, that's great. Like, I'm happy that they had a good time yesterday. I just question why you said this is something that I want to do.
No ice cream, no cake. I don't get it. I don't get the celebration of, look, let's celebrate. He screwed over his teammates.
Yeah, like
he screwed over our chances to win a World Series as a fan base. But let's just stand up and say, this is awesome. Thank you so much.
That's the one I just don't understand it. Like, I get that you...
And let's make up things in our head that he did to make it sound like he was doing something selfless for him or something good for himself, that's all he was trying to do. Nonsense.
There are baseball reasons why people would be excited to see him back because he helps the team from now on
and I
until the
want
end
him
of
to.
September.
I want him to. I hope I swear, I hope they ride him like Carlos the Civic.
But is that
Andrew's
that standing ovation worthy?
No,
but to some people...
By the way, though, at the end of the outing yesterday, at the end of his outing, I would have been cheering. I wouldn't have been given a standing ovation, but I would have been cheering that outing. Fantastic.
You look good. Just to some people, sports are not that deep, right? They don't either think or know about the suspension. They just go because they like the team and like the players, and that's it.
Yeah, but they don't like the team that much if they're not paying attention.
I got a tweet yesterday. Guy didn't know that he was ineligible for the playoffs.
I mean, you're just going for a day out.
That was
and a lot of people just go for a day out.
That's all it is.
And they're part of the fan base, too.
There was a guy that had no idea. He tweets about, I looked at his profile, Phillies nonstop. He had no idea he's ineligible for the playoffs.
Huh.
There's some people just don't know, maybe. All right, you sent me a text the other day. You were listening to our conversation about sort of what this defense.
So you made the switch. Now he's always been with us.
Philly.
He's always been
that is Philly. You know that?
You're not stupid.
No, he's not stupid.
Who's Philly?
You texted me. Interior pressure and dynamic linebacker play should be the calling cards.
Ooh.
I love that you were so invested in the conversation that you felt worthy to text in. Like, that was great.
Oh, yeah, I did.
I love
felt worthy.
You felt worthy. Like, you felt like this was a worthy time to text me. I love that.
I felt like it was timely.
So let's talk about it.
I'm glad he texted you.
What made you think about that text message? Because we were talking about how this defense could get pressure on quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this defense, right? And it's obviously really young, and there's questions in certain key areas. J-Wix Hunt taking on an elevated role, Moro Jomo. But when I look at this defense, I'm basing it off of 18 practices that I was there for and the 2 preseason games. Obviously, you throw those away. They're not showing anything. But there's going to be a lot of interior pressure, and this linebacking tandem of Zach Bond and Jihad Campbell, the Eagles can absolutely hang their hat on that. They cover a ton of ground. They attack the line of scrimmage. They have range and coverage, and they're just going to cause a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
They are going to cause a lot of chaos. Yeah. And it allows that second level a little bit more flexibility, I would say. And they're well-rounded players, so they're not solely in for run support. They can do that. They can cover. and they can also blitz. And then interior-wise, Jalen Carter, Moro Ojomo had one of the best summers of any Eagle, period.
Yeah.
And this is now 2 years in a row that he has. So that's for real. I think you can definitely buy that hype. And I think Jordan Davis is going to do enough to provide a push up the middle. That's going to be what they're going to hang their hat on.
So anything 18 practices, you've watched all of the Sirianni era, anything different that you said to yourself, I'm watching something different this year. I'm watching something that's popping out to me that maybe this team looks different, something that is more positive or more that would get you a little more fired up.
They just run such a fast and efficient practice, John, and there's no wasted time with them. I also see, and I've noticed this over the past couple of years, but really last year and now, the assistant coaches, they do such a tremendous job of explaining the fundamentals, really getting engaged with the drills. And there's a certain aspect of what they do that I think really translates and resonates with the players. And you see Christian Parker, the Eagles defensive back coach.
You're high on him.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I have been. But he'll take somebody aside on a play, maybe they give something up, and he'll walk them through how it's supposed to look, what they should have done. Linebackers coach Bobby King. BDU, that's Block Destruction University. That's something that you have to graduate from if you're a rookie linebacker.
How is that not a shirt?
He talks about, when in doubt, choose violence. Like you can see with the physicality in which the Eagles linebackers play with, that's how they're being taught. And I could see that manifest on the practice field. And I think that was something that I've jotted down in the notebook multiple occasions.
The notebook, baby.
That is a great T-shirt.
The notebook.
By the way.
You have the notebook with you, right?
I do not.
He obsesses over this.
Don't tell him where it is. He'll try and steal it.
No, honestly,
he's obsessed over
you
it.
don't understand. Like, seriously, next week when I'm, he likes to read books at the pool. I would love to be at the pool. I'd pour through that notebook and just be fascinated.
You might not understand my handwriting.
No, but I'd be fascinated, and I'd write notes to then come and badger you and go, okay, what's that mean? What does that say?
By the way,
the notebook's for my eyes only.
By the way, reading books is second for me. Normally, I'm just putty, and I just stare off into the distance.
Now, I am going to go back.
You're not sitting there at the pool not doing anything, right?
I am going to go back and study the notebook. And
Good.
Yeah?
As I put my 53 together.
Oh, dude, I love that. All right, coming up next, could Vic Fangio get creative if necessary down the road? We discuss that next. More of your text messages as well. It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Philadelphia Union Soccer.
They're trying to get a man in Sealy. It's a breakaway. He has a step on Falker. Sealy.
You need details? Go to Bagster.com.
It is 9:14 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, we have questions coming in for football guy Andrew. Is that true? What are they asking me?
Oh, they're asking DeCecco some things. Not you necessarily. But they've got some good questions here on what's going on with training camp. We also have a question about a free agent. So this texter, Josh from Colorado, asks, isn't Asante Samuel Jr. still a free agent? Could you see them bringing him in if cornerback 2 starts the season as badly as we were expecting?
He is still a free agent, and no, he has an injury history. There's a reason why he's still out there. The Eagles are going to continue to work with the players that they have, and then if those plans falter, then they'll have to look elsewhere to get a second corner, but I don't believe that it will be him.
Okay.
Why do you think Asante Samuel Jr. is it just the injury concerns of why he's still on the street? Because that's one of the questions. I saw this discussed on NFL Live, and one of the panelists was just like, there's a reason a guy's on sitting at home when 32 teams are getting ready to start an NFL season.
Yeah,
they're a bigger concern.
Yeah, injuries are something that's tangible. You know that, but I'm not going to speculate. Maybe there's his out of the price range of some teams. Sure. Maybe his tape last season wasn't very good. I didn't break down any Asante Samuel Jr. tape, but I do know that he is injury prone and he's on the slighter side. So I mean, there's a reason why he's out there.
All right, what else we got on the text line for?
All right, I got to weed through these billion texts that we have of replicating windups and swings.
Yes.
A game. But another question here.
Well, I want them to be heard, so I have a couple for us.
Oh, of course. I mean, we got them. But Andrew is also asked, do you think that they're going to try and pass more to start the season because they know that they can fall back on the running game the same way they did last year, or will it be different?
Yeah, I think they will, but I don't think it's for that reason. When you talk about the evolution of the offense, and that was a word that was thrown around a lot in the spring, well, that suggests that you're going to see some new wrinkles in terms of the passing game. And from what I've seen from Jalen Hurts in training camp, just increased confidence within the offense and full command of it, I do believe that he's going to take full ownership of it and involve the full gamut of weapons that he has. And then, of course, you have the running game, which is going to be at the heart of it all. But, yeah, you're going to see an uptick in passing, I believe.
Okay.
I love to hear that.
Now, what are the windups? Because I don't want people thinking they text in and it goes to like some
spam into the void.
Some spam. Yeah, exactly.
We've gotten as many windup and batting stance texts as we got football guy texts for the Wendy's gift card.
Hell yeah, man.
So a lot of people saying Nomo as far as the windup's concerned.
El Duque, I got.
El Duque.
Good one.
Marshall. We're looking at Marichal. We're looking at Vladdy Sr. for the swing.
Yeah,
A lot of people chiming in on that. Eric Gagne. We got a response for on that one.
I didn't even see Juan Marichal. I didn't even see Juan Marichal.
Eric got to me, is Eric Gagne really a
maybe
I thought
they
it
just
was
mean the
pretty
goatee.
conventional,
notable? Yeah, I don't remember him as like a notable wind-up guy.
Yeah, I
hey, look, that's their choice.
No, but it's their choice. It's who they decided to do, right? There you go.
I could, I'm such a loser.
You are, but we love you anyway.
I could do a 1 through 9 batting order of the batting stances. I think
there are radio stations that would do that for a full show.
Yes, that's true. But Ichiro, I can do the Ichiro entire from the time he walks out of the dugout to when he's up to bat, and that would be my leadoff hitter.
I'm waiting to hear Barry Zito or.
Well, if we're going,
Mark Pryor,
you want me to do a rotation too? Do you want me to do a 25-man roster of?
No,
we have time.
No.
I'll tell you right now, I could.
I know you could.
Everybody could.
Everybody.
Just do a one-man show reenacting a baseball game with some of the greats.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I love that guy. Who's that guy he's been doing it for a while, the batting stance guy?
Oh, yeah.
That guy's great. Do you guys know who I'm talking about?
No.
I've seen batting stance guy.
You're so into football. There's a guy that just recreates batting stance. He's been doing it for years, before social media. It was he had a YouTube channel.
Yes.
And
I would like this, yeah.
He recreates the entire teams. He'll do now batting for the 1993 Phillies, and he'll do 1 through 9 in the order.
Oh, wow.
It's actually pretty cool.
It is.
I would like that.
I got tired of it fast. But then it pops back.
Yeah, it pops back in, and you watch it.
I like the golf guy, the golf guy who does who will teach you crazy stuff to do on the golf course.
Oh, are there different kinds of golf
there's all
swings?
different golf. Yeah, about the driver guy who teaches you all different. You can, if you want to drive it
Bryson DeChambeau.
Yes.
Oh, I haven't seen that guy.
I'll next time I get that he pops on, I'll send it to you.
That's our guy.
I don't think I could ever drive the ball like Bryson.
But it's fun to like try to do some of the stuff and then throw out your shoulder.
All right, coming up next. Earlier this week, we gave our top 5 biggest concerns heading into 2025, even though none of them hurt our feelings toward the Eagles and their chances of winning. So Andrew DeCecco will give his top 5 biggest concerns to keep an eye on for the Eagles this year. Also, I have a very random adult league question, sports league question. If you are on social media, you've probably seen a video of it recently.
Oh, the 40U?
It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
What a series for the Phils. I'm Connor Thomas, and this update is brought to you by Wendy's. Wendy's breakfast 2 for $3 biggie bundles let you choose your perfect duo from your fave 4, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee at participating U.S. Wendy's. It was an amazing series against the Mariners for those Phillies. They won yesterday 11-2. It had 20 hits in the game. The second time in that 3-game series they reached the 20-hit mark. It's the first time in the modern era they've done that twice in a single set. And Jesus Luzardo, his 12 strikeouts yesterday, great performance, but also historic because each Phil starter in the series struck out 10+. It's the first time in any recorded history that people could find that the Phillies got that from their starters. So Rob Thompson was understandably pleased when he talked about his team's performance.
The most impressive part of it is it's the back end of a 13-day straight without a day off. The whole series was good, really, in every phase. Base running, pitching, defense, offense.
The Phils have the day off today. They'll welcome the Nationals to the bank tomorrow. The Eagles finished up training camp yesterday, and we hit the 2-week mark today till the opener against the Cowboys. They'll play the Jets tomorrow night at MetLife for their final preseason game. That's on to the real stuff. This update's also brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Looking for an exceptional driving experience? Experience the power, precision, and intelligence of an iconic Mercedes-Benz SUV at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today. I'm Connor Thomas on your home for the best birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Philadelphia sports.
Touchdown! Saquon Barkley! Into the second deck, Bryce Harper! Shoots! He scores!
Fanatic. All right. Before I get Andrew DeCecco's top 5 concerns heading into 2025, it's an exercise that me, John, and Connor all did this week, and we all had the same 5, right? Just different order.
John didn't have the Saquon.
No, I did not have Saquon.
Okay. All right. Well, don't. We're not going to give any more because I want Andrew's without anybody else's input, even though he's his own football guy. He doesn't need our input.
I don't know if I have 5, but I'll just give it to you in no particular order.
Okay.
I do it unconventional.
Sure. Before that, have you guys seen any of the latest viral videos that are circulating over social media about the men's 40 and under football leagues? Have you guys seen any of them?
I have not.
No. You haven't seen
now I'm fascinated.
both of you.
I've not seen one
I've
at
been
all.
getting
All right,
exclusively
so Connor and
this.
I have the same algorithm right now, probably because we still
you
play
both
men's
search-
league.
You all both search for men on the internet, so that so there it is.
Why is it always got to be a weird joke?
No, as far as like you're searching stuff like that. Softball leagues, you play softball.
So what-
do you
so-
think? It's not a
so
weird
what's
joke.
this- so what's
you
this
play
about?
softball leagues, you play things like that. That's what you do.
So what's this about?
All right. There are men's, and it's going viral. There's people that, as we know in our men's baseball league, there are people that take it way too serious.
Right.
Like over the top, right? They got all the gear. And it's like, dude, just buy the $20 bat and call it a day. Like,
Yeah.
We're not going pro.
We're not impressed.
I saw a video
Not
of
at
a
all.
media day for a team.
no.
Oh, that's awesome.
They got the spinning thing that Brian Kelly has at LSU.
This is tremendous.
Dude, it's unbelievable. And it's these guys in their 40s or 30s. There's different age groups, and they're playing football, like tackle pads.
Is it a sponsored league?
They have referees and stuff. Yeah.
No, is it sponsored? Like, is there like a is it like something where this is like an organized thing where like there's advertisers and things like that, or is it just like a beer league thing?
Yeah, a beer league, but they all get the money somehow.
Okay.
But you're paying your own dues. It's not like.
Oh, okay. So it's not okay.
No,
I thought this
it's
was
not
I thought this was like a potential
professional league.
Right.
No. This is we pay our league dues. Would you ever do that?
See, the most recent video I saw was the dude getting his head taken
Right,
off.
because they don't truly know how to play football. They may have played in high school, but a guy doesn't have his head on his swivel is getting clocked.
Well, why wouldn't they know how to play football?
Well, some do, but not at the high level. And oh, by the way, you're 40, so you're when you're getting hit hard, your body's not recovering as quickly. My body's not recovering as quickly now.
I would love to do this because I crave contact.
See, he'd love this.
I would be like Sidney Brown out there. I'd be lighting people up.
Okay, wait a minute here. And now I've already gotten 2 people on Twitter. Why did you think I was making a bad joke to you, and you scream at me? I'm really offended by this.
You're offended?
Yeah, why are you screaming at me about that? Why are you going to make it a dumb joke? You guys play beer league softball. You know how the internet listens to you? That's what you and Connor do. You play beer league softball. You play the so it hears you.
Right,
so that's why your feed is.
Forgive me when you first said you search men.
Well, because you guys do stuff like that. You're in those men's leagues. You're in not men.
but the way you worded it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got
that's
you.
why I was
okay. I'm now I'm getting it. Okay, now I get what you
Just
said.
making,
okay,
you know.
because I'm hearing is because it listens to you. Because they always say whatever we talk about shows up on our ads. Right. It shows up on our ads that
It's
day.
when you said you guys search men.
Oh, okay. I didn't get it. We're talking sports. We're not talking men. Well, men.
All right, anyway.
It sounded like you were taking a shot at him.
Okay, I didn't realize.
Yes,
okay, now I understand why you thought I was taking a shot. Okay.
Everybody on YouTube agrees.
There you go.
All right. What are your top 5 concerns, if you can come up with 5?
Well, I would say offensive line depth because that's revealed itself in the preseason. They're not as deep as they have been in the past couple of years, and that's something that when you deal with Landon Dickerson battles, he's as tough as they come. He's tough as nails, but he battles through a lot of things. He has to check out of some games at some point. They have a young center in Drew Kendall who would have to step in for Cam Jurgens. The swing tackle, Kendall Lamb, who they signed in free agency to replace Fred Johnson, he hasn't panned out. Matt Pryor is a journeyman at this point and hasn't quite looked as expected in training camp. So the Eagles aren't as deep in that area as they have been in past years.
Okay.
The secondary. I think until you see a second cornerback emerge, because I say this because you go into training camp trying to find answers to things, and one of the prominent storylines was trying to identify the second corner and the starting safety opposite Reed Blankenship. We don't have an answer to either of them at the other side of training camp. So I think the secondary for me, second cornerback, and also that other safety position, because for different reasons. Sidney Brown, you have to see how he translates into that defense. I don't necessarily know how he's going to fare as a post player in a Vic Fangio defense. And then Drew Makuba is sort of behind the 8 ball trying to get up to speed, and now he has a little bit more of a setback. So I think it's fair to say.
Okay, so really just those two.
Yeah, off the top of my head.
He doesn't have a lot. It's
like we had some of ours was like the projecting. Like, what if Saquon Barkley has?
I'm not there with
not a
that
fall
at
off,
all.
but like not 2,000. Obviously, he's not going to rush for 2,000. But like, what if they have to limit his touches? How does that impact the offense? Is Hurts ready to be like the guy again? Because it's been a while. I mean, last year he was up until the NFC Championship.
Yeah, I'm looking at the team from a team perspective, like edge rusher depth. There's a lot of questions there behind Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt. Josh Uche is the third edge rusher comfortably, but beyond that, there's questions. Azeez Ojulari, who they also signed in free agency, hasn't really flashed consistently this summer. Then there's Patrick Johnson, Agbo Okoronkwo, who they signed in free agency. So
Listen to this.
There's a lot of players there, but you haven't really seen anybody step up and snatch that opportunity.
How much did you study that?
Oh,
I
it
don't.
just rolls off his
just
tongue.
whenever they sign somebody, I want to make sure I get it right.
Okay, tell me the guy who coming out of a camp you maybe had red flags about in your head after watching him go through a camp, and then when the season came, you were like, "Wow, that's not the guy I saw in camp." Is there anybody who you remember over the years that you were like, "Boy, they weren't good in camp, but when I see them in games, they really turned out"? Anybody comes to mind?
Let me think.
Because they talk about sometimes people aren't practice players.
Yeah, Tanner McKee is somebody who comes to mind. He hasn't, up until this summer, really. He's never really been a practice player. But when he goes into games, whether it's preseason or last season in the regular season, he stepped up, and you see what he's able to do in a game setting. So I think that's the first example that pops up. I can't think of anybody right now slated for prominent roles that maybe didn't showcase that in training camp off the top of my head.
Okay, fair enough. What do we got on the text line, Connor? It's 610-632-0975.
All right, so we have a texter checking in asking about Patrick Johnson because he's been brought up a bunch.
I
and
love
the
this
impact that
question.
he could make on the edge. How much impact do you see him having this year?
I love that you love it.
He loves the question before he heard it.
First of all, I love and appreciate this question because it's not surface level. So Patrick Johnson is a player who the Eagles drafted in 2021 in the 7th round out of Tulane. He's made the team every season, which is remarkable for a 7th-round pick. But the Eagles released him last year in September thinking they could probably get him on the practice squad. The Giants claimed him off waivers, and then the Eagles got him back in free agency. Long story short, this summer he's been the most effective of the behind Azeez Ojulari, it's fair to say. And even he's flashed more in some practices than Azeez has. Patrick Johnson shows up every summer. He's a stalwart on special teams, and he makes plays in the preseason. If you're basing it off of that production, I mean, I think he has to be on the roster.
You can always use somebody like that.
I just love how much you loved it.
He smiled.
He
smiled as soon as he heard the name.
I didn't get it. Wasn't a Ty Robinson question. It wasn't a Lewis Seen question.
We'll get those. Trust me, we'll get those eventually.
But I've gotten asked about those two guys leading into camp more than anyone.
Love that. All right, coming up next, we have our key three best minutes from today's show. We'll get a couple more text messages. Obviously, the Jose Alvarado stuff still on the table. And believe it or not, I have my starting 9 of batting stances. Batting order and all. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts.
You get out a sense of where you are. I think that's what put my focus on. Where are we going to be as a team? It's not about
7-5, the Fanatic. We will soon give out some word to text in for our final
Let the
$50
Checo pick
gift
the
card.
word.
Yes. Maybe. Oh, you know what? I think I know what it should be. It should be the latest university you told us about.
Block destruction.
Dude, like that's a great university.
That's a great
I would
one.
love to go to Block Destruction University.
By the way, is it? Did you say it is a shirt or it should be a shirt?
No, it's not. But like I was talking to rookie linebacker Lance Dixon, and I said, "What's the biggest piece of advice you've learned from Bobby King?"
Yeah.
And he smiled. Or I said, "I know he's got some sayings," and he's like, "Yeah, he told all the rookies that we have to graduate from BDU, Block Destruction U, before camp."
BDU. We have BDN and BDU in NovaCare.
By the way, one of the little cousins did correct me, Connor. So for you and Andrew, I did apologize to Andrew off the air. He said you did just say men.
Yeah.
When I was talking, he goes, I understood what you were getting at, but he goes, you did just say men.
I'm sorry that you got offended. I didn't mean to
because I didn't think I was saying anything to you, and I'm like, why is he jumping me on that? And then I realized he goes, you did just say men.
You should have thrown the challenge.
We're saying
should have thrown the challenge flag again, Connor.
It's available for anybody.
Where were you on that one?
On the men.
What do you mean?
There you go.
All right. Tell me if this is a good lineup.
All right. What? Oh, Jesus.
Now I put thought into this.
I know.
This is not just like my favorite to my least favorite batting stances. This is if these players were on a team, this would be the lineup. All right, DH is in this one. Ichiro, leadoff hitter. Euclid, 2-hole hitter.
Good so far.
Euclid's big on base guy, so
Yeah.
2-hole hitter. Jeff Bagwell, third. He had the weird legs were wide apart.
He never did steroids either, right?
No, never.
Yeah.
Ryan Howard, cleanup.
Had to be.
Sheffield, 5-hole hitter. Underrated, Josh Donaldson, because of the leg kick.
I like it.
Not the stance.
Not the stance.
It was the leg that would like come up to his chest before he swung.
Okay.
Julio Franco, my 7-hole hitter.
He's the best. Who, by the way, was always would make jokes to us that about his
age.
About his age.
That he's actually like 65.
That he was not his age.
And yet he would still rake.
And he would make jokes with us that he wasn't his age.
Yeah, and he would still rake.
He embraced it.
Tony Batista. Now, before my time.
I don't remember that one.
He was the one open. Like, he would face the pitcher.
Yeah, just standing like square to the guy.
Yeah, like he's literally facing the pitcher, chest toward the pitcher. And then my 9-hole hitter is Craig Counsell. That's my lineup.
But you hate him.
Well, he's got a wacky. I did his batting stance a million times despite me hating him. By the way, I hate him as a manager. I didn't hate him as a child when he was a player. That's a great lineup right there. You can't beat that.
I like how into this you are. Your fictional lineup.
Hell yeah, I'm into this fictional lineup. All right, give us some more text messages. I'm sure there have been more on the Jose Alvarado front.
That team wins. That team wins.
Hell yeah, it does. And that's a balanced lineup, right?
No, it's a very balanced lineup.
That's more balanced than the Phillies lineup.
Now I'm all distracted by the lineup. I'm going, man, that team could win.
It's a balanced lineup, you know? We've been talking about the Alvarado Ovation all day today. Andrew's been with us since 8 o'clock, so that's why we've been talking a lot of Eagles recently. But the beginning of the show, it was the reaction to the Jose Alvarado standing ovation. I just need somebody to make sense of it to me. Because nobody really has, other than the idea of, hey, we just like the guy, we forgive him. And there's a lot of people that could have forgiven him. I'm not there yet. Because his absence in the playoffs, that still has not happened yet.
Now, if they win how about this? If they win a World Series, all's forgiven and forgotten. All's forgiven and forgotten.
If they lose a playoff game when it would have been his spot,
right? Exactly.
I'm not, I'm not okay with that.
No,
just
not at
because
all.
we love him and he's the hefty lefty and all that kind of stuff.
And by the way, people were like, and he's going to be here next year, so just you got to get used to it. I'm like,
we don't know that.
Do not assume that. Do not assume it's all kumbaya, that no matter what you may have heard, that everybody's just like, yeah, everything's forgiven and forgotten, and he'll be back next year. Don't just assume that. He screwed this team over and this organization over.
Yeah. All right, what do we got on the text line?
Sean checks in, says Alvarado's absence in the postseason could very well be a reason why we do not win the World Series this year. Having him in the regular season is nice and in the hopes that we win our division. However, I believe fans will realize in the postseason that we needed Alvarado more than they may think right now.
Right, and maybe that's why he got the ovation yesterday, because it was a Wednesday in August.
Because they won't be able to cheer for him in October when we need him.
Right. Well, that's why I have not forgiven him yet. I got to get through the postseason.
Aren't we supposed to be the smartest fan base? Don't we talk about that? Like, don't you hear about that about Philly?
Yeah,
we're a smarter fan base. We're not like this.
I think we're pretty bright.
I do too. I always assume that. But this is one where people are choosing, I think, to not.
Well, you're also Johnny Countdown Clock. Some people don't think that far. And I'm not saying right or wrong. Some people are just like, I'm at the game today, and he's pitching, and I like him. Like, some people just don't go that deep.
Could be.
I mean, he is a fan favorite. I loved him before the suspension. Loved him. I just couldn't figure it out. We got a text or a call on. I'm sorry. Bob and Conchi. What's up, Bob?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you doing?
Hi, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, yeah. So when I was watching the game, when he comes in, I was upset about the whole thing, because we know he, did it on purpose, and it wasn't a mistake. But at the time in the stadium, if you're at the game, we're winning, we're playing a good team, the team's been hot. I think if they boo in that situation, I think the teammates besides Alvarado might have took that in a bad way.
You don't have to boo. You just don't.
Right,
but you don't give did you give an ovation to the other relievers that come in? An ovation means standing up. No, you cheer. If they had cheered for him yesterday,
it's one thing.
That's one thing. But seriously, to stand and give him a standing ovation, that's over the top. To me, that's really over the top.
Yeah, I think so too. But like I said, in the moment, it was just probably if people started standing up, when you're there and in that moment, and people are doing it, and you're like, oh, the team's winning, we're beating a really good team. They got one of their guys back.
It's the eighth inning. I'm sure there have been plenty of beers consumed at that point. I get it from a in the moment, you're there standpoint. If you didn't have a predetermined notion, which I did, if I was at the ballpark yesterday, I would not have stood up and given him an ovation.
Now, the thing is, though, I would have given the polite golf clap because he's wearing our laundry.
Right.
Because he's wearing our laundry, and that's it.
That would have been.
But it could have been player X.
That would have been better.
Player X.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
appreciate the call, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Man. I mean, look, it's
an ovation doesn't mean just because you don't think someone deserved the ovation. And it made it clear yesterday. I would never I don't understand booing your own player. Now at the end of a performance, if you choose to boo, someone goes out and gets rocked and they're terrible, you might want to boo a performance. I can understand it. Booing someone on their way in for your team and you want them to do well, you're hoping your team wins, I've never understood that. That trying to put a negative thought process in someone's head before they take the mound, or I don't get it. I don't get it. You pay your money, and I guess
but it's your
I don't
Sean
understand.
Rodriguez, remember him?
Yeah, I remember Sean.
Yeah, played for the Phillies for 1 year with Gabe Kapler. He loved him. I don't know what Gabe saw in him. But Sean Rodriguez, after he called Phillies fans entitled, his first game back when he was announced now batting for the Phillies, Sean Rodriguez, he got booed. I think that's fair when you call out a fan base. Now, Jose Alvarado didn't say anything about Philadelphia fans.
The damage from which guy was much worse to the
Alvarado.
Alvarado, 1,000 times worse.
Yeah. Sean Rodriguez just said an opinion that
he hurt somebody's feelings by what he said.
But Alvarado, hurts your team's chance.
He hurt everybody's chances to get a ring.
That's why I didn't get it yesterday.
Don't understand.
I'm glad people had a good time.
I'm glad they did.
I'm happy. I like having a good time.
All right, at least everybody had fun.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And the Phillies won. They had 20 hits again yesterday. Unbelievable.
Which is crazy.
Time now for the Kincade Salciunas Key 3. 3 best minutes from today's show.
Now, the Kincade Salciunas Key 3. Today's best.
20 hits in yesterday's game alone.
And they had 21 on Monday night.
Yes. I saw a tweet from Jason Stark that throughout the entire history of the Philadelphia Phillies, which is going back to the 1800s, they had never had 2 20-plus hit games. Now, I know that sounds like, that's got to be really hard, but still, in 140 years of the franchise's history, they had never done something like this, and they did it this weekend against a team that a lot of people think could make a deep run in the postseason from the American League, a team that has very good pitching, very good starting pitching, a good bullpen, and the Phillies made easy work of them.
I would argue with you, historically, it might be the best 3-game sweep ever in the history of the franchise.
Kyle Schwarber is going to go down as one of the best additions in Phillies franchise history.
Hopefully this isn't the final chapter.
And hopefully this isn't the final chapter. And he will go down when maybe not, obviously not Mike Schmidt, right? No. But he's going to go down when we talk about windows. Like, we're talking about like Howard-esque window right now. That Kyle Schwarber has been one of the best players in Phillies franchise history. And he continues to do it yesterday with another home run and 5 more RBI. He has 45 home runs this season with 109 RBI. On August now 21st, yesterday finished August 20th with 45 home runs and 109 RBI. What he is doing right now is just not human. Yesterday was, I tweeted it out. Really hate being that guy, especially because I like Jose Alvarado the person, but giving a standing ovation for a player who hurt your playoff chances because he is ineligible after his PED use is not something I understand. Glad he is here to help until October. And man, were there a lot of people that responded. Some had adult things to say, like adult conversations. And some of them, of course, just said, oh, what do you know, radio guy saying dumb bleep. And to which I responded with, tell me how this is dumb bleep. And then they never responded. And I would just like to know, why is it dumb? Like, if somebody can give me a legitimate reason, then I'm all for the discourse. I'm all for the dialogue. I'm all for the conversation.
The production has been a little bit sporadic, but you also have to take into account that A.J. Brown's missed a large chunk of training camp. When Jalen and A.J. were working together in the earlier stages of training camp, they look to be in midseason form to me. But you take A.J. Brown out of the equation, and Devontae Smith's missed some time as well. Lane Johnson, I should say, Landon Dickerson's obviously missing time. So it's really hard to fully gauge what this offense is without its full complement of players. And I think Jalen Hurts largely has done a nice job this summer in facilitating the football, making quick decisions, putting the ball into tight spots that, frankly, guys, he doesn't attempt those passes a couple years ago. All right, we'll start with wide receiver, and then we'll unpack it from there. Sure. Wide receiver, I have them keeping 6, dressing 5.
Okay.
And Anaya Smith would be one of the 5 because of his ability to be a punt returner, which they don't really have a viable option there unless you're of the belief that Cooper DeJean should do it, which, if you ask Vic Fangio, wants no part of that.
Right.
And understandably so. So I think Anaya Smith, because of the special teams value, would be the 5. Darius Cooper as the 6 probably wouldn't dress, at least in the way that I'm looking at it right now.
Now, is that with Johnny Wilson injured?
Yeah, I'm counting John. I'm not necessarily factoring him into the equation right now until we learn more.
All right, that is the Kincade Salciunas Key 3 best minutes from today's show, which, of course, has included our man, Andrew the Checo. What is your schedule, not just the rest of the week, but the rest of today as well?
Oh, boy. I'm joining Ray from 10 to noon. And then tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Friday?
Tomorrow is Friday,
yeah. Tomorrow will be 10 to 1 with Ray. And then I'm going to MetLife for Eagles-Jets. Then I'm going to Atlantic City from there, getting ready for the show on Saturday, staying overnight. Then I don't know. Then I have to start really honing in on the cut downs and things like that.
So, again, Saturday, we have the special broadcast with our man Andrew the Checo and ESPN's Tim McManus. Special Birds Roundtable live broadcast this Saturday, noon to 3, inside Caesars Sportsbook in Atlantic City. Andrew and Tim will break down Birds training camp, get you set for Birds in Dallas. And you can enjoy all Caesars Sportsbook has to offer with massive LED video screens, private man caves, and a full-service beer yourself wall. Go to the events page at 975thefanatic.com for all information.
That's awesome.
A beer yourself wall sounds pretty awesome.
Sounds like something I'll partake in at 3:05, 3:01.
Now, I've heard of these before. Have any of you been to one?
Yeah,
what, the ones where you can kind of tap something and serve yourself the beer?
They actually and they actually have a meter on them.
Yeah. I've never been to one.
You're charged by the ounce, I believe, by the ounce.
Yeah, I've never seen this.
I know there was
a
place in Manayunk tried it. It didn't work. It just wasn't a Manayunk.
There's a place in Center City that has it.
Right, yes.
Yeah. Liv and her friends are known to go often, as I can tell by the Uber charges.
I will say this. I would probably prefer it.
Why?
Because I don't have to wait.
Does that mean you're going to stop out?
But you know what, though, Connor, is that the place that has Now, here's where I'll ask you the next level.
I have a barbecue to go to.
They also have the alcohol. You can tap into the gin, the tequila.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
They have it. I'll have to tell you where the younger kids are hanging out in Center City, because there's also a place she goes to where you can make your tequila and soda and do the same.
Give me a pint of your finest tequila.
Yeah. And you do that, nice. and they gauge by the amount.
I don't mind the thought of it. It's like gas. Like, I'm a Jersey guy. I hate going to the gas station.
Yeah, you're not supposed to drink that. Bad for you.
Yeah, it's not good.
I prefer filling it up myself. I don't have to wait for something.
Well, that's why you should live
I'm
in
an impatient
Pennsylvania with the
person.
rest of us. Hey, FT Young Heating and Air Conditioning is awesome. They made a donation to the American Association for Cancer Research, the AACR, and you can too. Go to 975thefanatic.com/AACR because I'm living proof 3 times over that cancer research saves lives.
Damn right you are, Johnny.
Thank
All
you,
right,
buddy.
everybody have a great rest of your day. Andrew, have a great continued show.
Thank you.
The most outrageous listener sent in questions ever.
Oh, yes.
In post-show headlines today, including one that is one of the most biggest moral dilemmas I've ever heard. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Wow.
Tune in, read it.
I'm nervous for this.
The big moral dilemma.
All right, well, we'll get into that in post-show headlines after the show. Find it on YouTube. YouTube, shout out to you guys as always. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Ray done with?